Welcome back, everybody. There are days that I cannot stand the internet. Today is not one of those days. Oh my God, there's so much to talk about. So much going on. I've been gathering stuff. We're going to go skibbity today. I got a lot of stuff to cover. Hey, everybody. How you doing? Nathan, Bulldozer, Steven, Weedy, what's up? How you guys doing? You know, there's always that streamer fear when you're starting your stream that nobody shows up. It's like, hi, Mom. Hi, I love you. It's always there. But then, you know, I noticed when I get my intro going, I got to make it maybe a little longer. I don't know. A little longer. People start kicking in here and there. I've got some updates from Paige in Kansas. She is in Ukraine. She's not there handing off aid yet. She's somewhere doing something. But it'll happen. I think a little jet lag, whatnot. So got a small little post from her. We'll go through her timeline on her X account a little bit. We got to talk about Dorito Loco Taco Don. Got to do. The internet did not disappoint today. Oh my God. Let's just get into it. Let's just get the tacos out of the way.
My name is John Burke, and I represent Shell Shock CBD as a retail store owner in Dallas,
we'll
Texas.
get into this too. Actually, you know what? I'm saving that. We're going to talk about that too. That's wild. Wild. Let's just go for it. We're going to know Taco Don. Oh my God. All day. All day. Look at this. Look at this. Roasting him. Roasting him. Where else? I know I got more. What was it? What was trending? Taco Donald Trump. Dude. Just roasted him. Wild. I love AI. It's going to kill us all, probably. Taco Thursday. I was going to put the name of it Taco Thursday, guys. I got a sombrero around here somewhere. I was, hey, never mind. Hey, never mind. This is wild, boy.
Taco trade, they're saying Trump always chickens out on your tariff threats, and that's why markets are higher this week. What's your response to that?
I kick out?
Chicken out.
Trump, you know our wings will make you happy. Trumpy.
That's a nasty question. Go ahead.
Trump, you know our wings will make you happy. Trumpy, you know our wings.
The taco trade. I love it. Oh, wow. Whoever that reporter is, give her a raise immediately. What a question. What an acronym. Taco. Trump always chickens out. Spread the word. Love it.
Chickens, you're fired.
I don't like that. Come on, get the dancers back.
Trump, you know our wings will make you happy. Trumpy, you know our wings will fill you up. Trump.
Oh my God, it don't stop. It don't stop. Guys, it don't stop, man. This is wild. Wow, look at this. It's so good. I have to get in. I have to get in on this. Like, I don't know if you know me. I love you guys to see my videos. I love video editing. I feel like AI is going to take away my fun. Absolutely crazy. Crazy work. All right, let's get a different view.
I think we're... Hello, everybody.
Oh, I got no sound on that one. We're not doing that one. Hey, we'll get into it. There's so what else? We got more taco? Yeah. Oh my God. Okay.
Trump said China's gonna pay. Tariffs start the very next day. Stocks went red, he hit the brakes. Canceled fast, no high stakes. It's the taco trade. Trump always chickens out. Talks real big, then spins around. says he's strong but full of doubt. TACO, he backs right out.
Oh my god, it's so good. Wild. Let's go taco. That's it. Let's go taco. Someone's gonna make a lot of money making loose flags. That's all I'm saying. Okay, you guys get it, right? Hilarious. 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 Not as funny as this guy getting out of graduating college. You gotta see this. This guy killed me. This guy killed me. Where is it? This is so good. Where's funny? Oh, funny's right here. Right in front of my face. This guy's hilarious.
Leo. Hey, now that you finished your A, what's next?
Fíjate, nada. Nada. That was a lot of work. And it took a long time. So I'm trying to just chill out and take it easy right now, you know? Me caen mal those questions. I'm like, all right, can you chill? Like, I just got here. You know what I mean?
Do you have a message for your classmates?
Goodbye. Goodbye. I'm done. That was stressful. It was a lot for my mental health. I'm done.
Well, do you have a job lined up?
You don't hear me? No, I'm chilling. I'm gonna go chill. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Leo. Thank you.
I'm with Leo. I'm chilling. Oh yeah, this one I gotta play this too. This is my vibe. I'm just gonna. You guys gotta get my vibe. Maybe not now. This is my vibe some days.
My job. I hate my life.
Anywho, all right, let's get into it. Not today. I feel great today. I had a very roller coaster of a day, guys. It was up and down, stressful, relaxing. There was no in between. It was up and down, roller coaster ride. So, really, really funny, kind of interesting day. And I feel like I got a lot accomplished already. Oh, and also, guys, I hit the subscriber goal of not the subscriber goal, but the watch time hour goal of 3,000, right there. So there is. I think I started my channel right around. Hold on a sec. We're gonna go back. I started my channel around right there, right, and it went really far up when I was posting some of my meme videos, and then this was Mooga Mooga, Moscow Marjorie, and this was Pete. And honestly, that video was for me. It wasn't for anybody else. It helped me cope with it. But I'm glad it came out really good, and it was good. It turned out really good. RIP Pete. I didn't realize that man had such an effect on me, as far as the type of person he was. But seeing his videos, when he reached out and he was like, he thought of us personally. He thought of Blonde Bombsheller in particular, my moderator. And he said how much he thinks about the stories of her kids digging out change to help. It was really impactful to see, and to see that he cared so much and he appreciated us so much, and he was just selfless and out there. That one really hurt to make. But God, I'm so glad it did turn out good. I know it did, and it spiked my channel. It did, but honestly, guys, if I would have got 10 views on that one, it still wasn't for you guys. That one was for me, but I'm glad I could share it. Because making some of these videos that I do, it really helps. It's therapeutic. You know, everybody's got their own sort of how they unwind. They do hobbies and shit. I like making music videos and music and putting it all together. I really like that. Matter of fact, I just made one the other day. I can't even share it. It did get age restricted. I did win the appeal on age restriction. However, I'm being told if I do make it my outro, I will keep have to combat that all the time. Yeah. So I can't air it, but it's on there if you guys want to check it out. Also, I noticed that my mega church video, badness video, is really took off too. So I got a lot of subs from that. I got a lot. If you guys haven't seen my mega church video, please, I'll pull it up real quick just so you guys see. It's in the video section. I kind of organized it. I went basic. You know, I really don't got anything super to organize on my channel. I don't have a huge channel, obviously. I just hit the 3,000 hour watch time mark, but I have past live streams here. I have the videos here. This is the song I just made here, and I can't even play it. And it's not. There's nothing wrong with it. Like, I won the appeal. Like, but since it had January 6th content in there that was non-violent, I made sure I didn't have any of that. Just showing like the gatherings and the flags and the people there. It did get flagged. I don't want to have to fight that every time. And darn it, I really wanted that as my outro. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take that song. I'm gonna take that song and I'm gonna make a new video that won't get me flagged, because I can't do it, guys. I want to grow this platform. I want to share with you guys the news reactions, exposing people if I need to, if they need a little extra attention. If I get to that point, I don't feel super comfortable with a lot of it right now, because I want to just kind of build the channel up more and get as many subscribers as I can to grow, obviously. But yeah, so I still have controversial stuff. Like, obviously, you're getting into my mega church streams. Could be a little controversial, but a lot of people really enjoyed it. It started really catching way right here.
America is in trouble.
So 2.4K views in 4 days. That is really good for my channel. So I'm really happy. People really enjoyed it. I don't usually watch my videos a lot. I watched this one a few times. It's kind of critiquing myself because of how it did, and it worked really well. I see what I did right. The little ending I did at the end, I think, caught some attention. And I'm still keeping my promise to keep promoting fundraisers. Speaking of fundraisers, we're still helping Paige in Kansas, like I said. So let's get into hers a little more, enough boosting my own channel. Let's get into Paige. Let's go into X. We'll go into X real quick. Paige. So Paige posted this earlier. Yeah, right here. I'm going to share it.
The bomb shelter.
So remember, Paige was a Peace Corps worker in Ukraine. She had no ties or connections to Ukraine at the time. She went there in the Peace Corps, like almost by accident. She could have gone anywhere in the world. She ended up in Ukraine. She ended up falling in love with the culture and the food there, like everybody else who ever goes there or knows anything about Ukraine. She ended up learning the language, and she ended up teaching school there. I believe she was teaching English. So here is her old classroom.
This is the bomb shelter underneath the school where I was a teacher in Ukraine. 2 years ago, I came and I fundraised, and we had these benches, these nice wooden benches made. There's the restrooms. We had these benches made so that the children had something to sit on. This is where the primary school children, the younger grades, come anytime the air raid sirens go off. They come sit down here, and it's cold down here. It's spring right now. It's not hot outside, but it's definitely very cold down here, which is why they have so many blankets. So anytime the air raid alarm sounds, this is where they have to come sit for sometimes several hours. As you can imagine, this is difficult for the children and the teachers. That's a heater right there, actually, just noticed that. But this is the reality for Ukrainians.
Yeah, she's fighting back tears in this video, if you can't hear it.
On the 4th year of it.
Ugh, dude. Ugh. Okay, so she's there. We got work to do. I know I'm picking up another Car for Ukraine fundraiser. Steve, I saw your chat. We will get into that in a second. I will play that video again. Paige is over there. She is going to share stuff with us. I'm going to try to get her on the stream while she's over there. I'm going to kind of scramble things up for you. I don't want to give timelines or nothing like that because she's crazy. I love her to death, but she's over there helping. Okay, let's just say that. She's not crazy. She's brave as fuck, and she's passionate. And we're gonna support her. They have, like I said, with the 14th Mechanized, she's helping out. Here's a little video sent from the senior sergeant. This is Angie Pod's relatives, brigade and battalion.
За допомогою до всіх небайдужих на Мавіки 3Т, які будуть нам допомагати нищити ворога. Всі разом до перемоги. Слава Україні! Героям слава!
As I stated before, they left a laundry list. They gave her a laundry list of medical supplies we need to get for these men. What is that going over there? A lot of these men in this picture are already passed away. This is Angie Pod's relative over there. We're gonna call him A-Dog. That's his call sign, A-Dog. Another. Some drones they got. Guys, I reached out to them and they need drones. They need drones. That's what they need. They medical supplies first. After we get them the medical supplies, after the C4U fundraiser, I'm probably going to promote a drone run for the senior sergeant. The senior sergeant has been extremely transparent, which is, if we offer him something and he said, I don't need that, I wouldn't say no, but I'm sure there's someone else that needs it more. He has said that. He's being very upfront. They need drones, so probably gonna do a drone fund. I don't know how yet. I've dove in maybe 1 or 2 drones somewhere. I know I somewhere, I can't think of where because it all kind of blends together. Somewhere we purchased a drone or 2. I just can't remember where. God, I can't remember. I know I helped someone with a drone. I can't remember if it was like a boost on my social media page or whatnot. I just can't remember. But anyways, don't quote me on that yet. Tarps. We got tarps for the 14th Mechanized. They got a saw. We got them bug spray. This is very important in spring. This is spring of last year, guys. We've been helping them for off and on for a year. Paige was helping them without like telling me she was helping them. Like they'd hit her up, hey, we need, tarps or whatever. We need a new generator. And she was just helping. See, right here. So we're going to continue to help them. The fundraiser is pinned into the chat here. Also, like, she does so much. She's helping out a Ukrainian gal she knows there who has, like, really bad cancer, aggressive cancer with medication every month. The medication alone is $600 a month. She is a widow and she has a child. So you're not only helping soldiers, you're potentially helping someone be there to raise their child who's fighting and, like, on top of everything else, having to worry about Russians bombing them. She has to worry about cancer eating her alive. So, like I said, it's a 501c3 here. You can donate here. There's a one-time, monthly, optional, other. If you do donate for the 14th, earmark it here for the 14th. If you want to donate to someone else other than the 14th, you can do that too. But right now, our focus is on the 14th and their needs. If there is spillover, it's going to go to a good cause. She's helping so many people right now. BB just said, give tonight and tell Chungus in chat, and I will match you what you give. So we got a match. Give tonight and match. Let's see what else I can show you. Okay, speaking of what we've done so far, I do have the new video from C4U of the truck. I'm going to play the video. I have it. Some of you might not have saw this, but we did finish the truck. Everybody knows we finished it, but it is in Ukraine, headed to the soldiers. Here is truck.
Rainy morning in Lviv today, everyone. weird shit is happening in the world. There's normally Trump, Rubio, not blaming Russia, even though they should. Well, we know how to retaliate and how to pay back to Russia for what they do with this beautiful batch of 6 vehicles we are sending today. And it's quite a mix today. I'm gonna tell you a bit about each one of them. Fiat.
Yeah, I love the fact that we are in a mix also. We're not just like, it's not all Toyota Helixes. We have it's like a hodgepodge. It reminds me of an episode of Star Wars where all the fighters show up and they're all different types of fighters. And they're fighting the evil empire. There's like all sorts of different aircraft there. I can't remember. It was like I think it was the last one they made.
It's sort of like a cargo van that has been donated by John, who has been owning this car for like 18 years or something. Good, reliable. It has a lot of room on the back, so it can carry lots of ammunition, lots of food, supplies, etc. Gary, Keith, led by brilliant Joanne, have brought this car to Lviv, and massive thanks to them, as well as everyone who contributes to our Power the Frontline campaign, because that is helping us to pay for servicing of the cars and delivery to the frontline. Let's move forward. This one, this beautiful Toyota Hilux. Massive thanks to Richard Loghouse, who helped us to buy it, and extraordinary thank you to Archie, who is a young man who brought this car. We were a bit worried because it's a 3-liter diesel without young blood, so he doesn't do anything wrong. But Archie did everything perfect. He brought 2 other friends, and together they brought some good trucks here, and this is one of them. So massive thanks to Archie and all of our community who are contributing, because
what a badass that guy's. He's just a kid. He's already driving trucks to Ukraine. I'm so jealous. Like, reset. Take 20 years back. What would I be doing? Humanitarian aid. Going to college for it. God, what if that kid's got a head on his shoulders there.
This one is actually fully sponsored by our community. As you can see here on this side, Power the Frontline. That's the name of the campaign, and this truck was purchased thanks to the regular donations and quick donations at carforukraine.com. So every time if you don't know where the donations go, well, that's where they go. Another one, Give Care, a group of Dutch and German volunteers. This vehicle has been donated by Jeppe and Ipe, and we brought it to Ukraine thanks to Ibala, another great volunteer from Netherlands and from Germany. He's I think Dutch living in Germany, or vice versa. And one more truck. Those guys are going to the east. This one, number 12, Easter P campaign. Massive thanks to Sukamaimus and his great community, factual, verified, geolocated. One more vehicle for our Seraphims 104 Territorial Brigade. That is serving sort of in Sumy, in Kursk region. And this one will be doing lots of interesting stuff for Russians.
Bulldodger just threw in 55, says, I just donated 55, but that is just to help these wonderful people. Keep doing what you do. You are being selfless, and you know where to devote attention. Heroam Slava. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you so much for your donation. That means a ton. And look, selfless, this is rewarding for me too. Like, if I could do this I'm not going to lie. If I could do this full time, I would. Right? 100%. I love fundraising. I love helping people. I don't have a degree in humanitarian aid. I am not in the position to leave my 3 children or move there with 3 children right now and help. I'm not there. I would love to be there one day. So this is doing something for me as well. It is definitely satisfying a part of inside me where I love helping people. It's, believe me, for me, this is storing up treasures that I can't even explain. So there is ulterior motives. I'm not talking about monetary. This is good for the soul to do. I love this. As
There
that
it is,
being said, as stressful as it freaking is, because when you start a stream and you got to raise money for Paige, and you're like, oh god, I hope someone shows up today.
Paul, a British who lives in France, he said, you know, I have this car as a technical car, and I'm not using it much for, you know, leisure, so I'd like to donate it to Ukraine. It's quite a mix we have today. Well, Car for Ukraine serves also as an instrument, as a bridge between soldiers on the front line and different people in the West who contribute in the cars and want to make sure that they get to the soldiers at the end of the day. And this is exactly the case. Obviously, this car is not going to go on any off-road, but when it comes to moving around the city, coming to the post service, you know, bringing supplies from one place to another, it's a very spacious car. It has a lot of space on the back. So massive thanks to Paul for donating this vehicle, and actually he's getting one more vehicle from his friend soon. Last but not least, this beautiful Toyota Hilux, Renegade Changus and Kanti.
Let's
two
go.
guys
There it is, right there. Nice, clean Toyota Helix.
have been super active, and also, of course, the bombsheller, the blonde bombsheller.
I love the popping noise they make. There we are, guys. That's us. Right there. Shout out to BB. She got her freaking Felina on the side. Pretty sweet. I see her plugging my channel. Yes. Yes, it is true. I am almost at 1,000 subs for monetization. I am almost there. So if you guys could share it out, I would appreciate the hell out of it. I'm sure you guys have already. I'm really close. I'm like 38 subs away from hitting 1,000. And then I reached the 3,000 hour mark. So thank you. But there we are. There's the vehicle.
Extraordinary. I mean, these guys have been extremely.
I'm gonna say it. I didn't think we would finish. When Claire asked me how much I thought I could help, I said like $2,000, 2,500 maybe. I don't know. We'll see. I don't know. And then Canty was like double that, I think. So we're thinking we could get like half a truck. Nope.
Extremely active 2012 Toyota Hilux, very reliable. The guys from the Seraphims sent us feedback about the quality of the cars, and they said they never received such good vehicles quality wise. Therefore, folks, 6 brilliant vehicles. Not all of them are pickups, 3 pickups and 3 more, I would say, for logistics purposes. We don't stop. We have Power the Frontline campaign.
So that's their audio that's getting scratchy. It's not mine.
Ongoing as always, and 4 of those cars wouldn't be possible without people who contribute to Power the Frontline campaign. And we are actually launching a new campaign pretty soon. It's actually already live on the website, but we'll make additional push a bit later. If you want to support, check out carforukraine.com, make a quick donation, or go check out some of our active campaigns. Thank you. Slava Ukraini, Героям слава.
Why do we get stuck behind the dump truck? That's what I want to know. All right, pretty cool. All right, hey, we got it there, guys. Thank you to everybody who did that. I screenshotted my entire donor wall. I'm going to print it out. I am going to get it framed because to me, that as far as fundraising goes and help and providing aid, that was the highlight of anything I've done total. That was the most, and that was amazing. Thank you guys so much for being a part of that. It was absolutely very stressful, at the same time very fun. I think the most stressful part was waking up and realizing I drank a 5th of brandy and ate a whole jar of spicy Polish pickles in one night, and I had to watch the stream again to remember what I did. So please don't ever do that to me again. All right. Let's see what else. What kind of skibbity? Losing train of thought. Yeah, let's get back into the video clips and see what's going on in the news. Aha. Okay. Had to think what I was doing. It's been a long day. All right, we're going to get into the politics. Yeah, we'll stay in order. I'm trying to remember where I left off. Yeah, we covered Maxwell. Covered that. Cover that. Huh, I don't remember this.
Now, although Trump's new attorney general is set to give $5 million to the rioters' family, Trump has not proposed to give a penny to the more than 140 police officers injured, wounded, hospitalized, disfigured, and or disabled in their violence, and nothing to their families. He's proposed no money payments to the bereaved family of Officer Brian Sicknick, an Army veteran with 2 tours abroad who died at age 42 here on January 7th, 2021, the very next day after being brutalized by rioters. The decision to give millions of dollars to the Babbitt family and nothing to the families of the police officers who defended this Capitol, who defended us, exacerbates the insult of Speaker Johnson's continuing refusal to hang a simple plaque in honor of the officers who defended the Capitol and the Congress and the Vice President. A plaque mandated by law and now more than 2 years overdue on the west front of the Capitol. The Speaker's stubborn refusal to respect the law is craven submission to the executive branch, to Donald Trump, who wants to pretend that the rampaging mob that he sent to Congress was made up of patriotic heroes and that the people he pardoned were, quote, hostages and, quote, political prisoners. A hostage is someone who's been illegally abducted by a terrorist group like Hamas and held for a financial or political ransom. A political prisoner is someone like Alexei Navalny or Nelson Mandela, who's been imprisoned for ideological reasons, not for violently assaulting the police or engaging in seditious conspiracy or destroying federal property. But the administration's effort to create big news yesterday was Trump's acting U.S. Attorney in New Jersey, a blatantly partisan prosecutor who has bragged about working to turn New Jersey red. Well, she announced her intention to indict our colleague, Congresswoman LaMonica McIver, on charges of assaulting, resisting, and obstructing law enforcement.
You know what actually like really kind of irritates me about the whole January 6th thing is, okay, yeah, we know what happened, right? Everybody knows it happened. We all know what happened. Some people still are in denial, saying it was Antifa, blah, 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 whatever. We're a bunch of idiots, right? The fact that I can't even play, even if I were to play the whole entire clips of the video footage that was caught on that day, that is historic documentation that should be taught in the schools. We should teach children at some level, some point in their, maybe, okay, so permission slip. Okay, whatever. Permission slip to teach history of the United States of America. Do we need permission slips for that? The fact that they would even put an age restriction on that seems to me complete BS. Complete BS. That is historical documentation that everybody should know about. Everybody. Right? Right? That's why the AfD lost in Germany, because the German people have been taught that fascism is bad. Why aren't we documenting everything that happened for our children in school and teach him this stuff. And age restrict, come on. So I was irritated. They did appeal. They did overturn it. I'm still irritated that I put that video together and it's historically accurate. It wasn't violent. And the fact that I have to keep appealing for it if I were to air it, just ugh.
Based on the now famous May 9th incident outside of Delaney Hall, an ICE detention facility in McIver's district, where she was conducting a scheduled oversight visit with other members of Congress, including our 80-year-old colleague, Bonnie Watson Coleman, and the mayor of Newark. Well, Delaney Hall is operated by the private prison company GEO.
Doc, if you post how much you sent in chat, BB is matching night. Thank you, Blonde Bombsheller, for the match donations. That would be amazing. I know Paige will be super excited about it.
A major Republican donor that gave $1 million to Make America Great Again, Inc., and has faced numerous lawsuits for its treatment of detainees and unsafe.
Steve Sane sent $55. Thank you, Steve Sane. Guys, you guys are awesome. This is what I'm talking about. I'm telling you, with this commander, the people who are helping in the 14th mech, they're solid dudes. They've been out there since the invasion of Donbass, I believe, is when the 14th mech was formed. So I don't know if he has in particular, but I would assume most of those men have not left the front in a long time, and they are some solid dudes. So thank you.
Conditions. The members had a lawful right to be there.
Let me tell you one more time. If you send to her, it's fine if you already sent and didn't earmark it. I'll just let her know donations came through. Some might be earmarked, some might not. If you do send, please, and when you put in comments for the 14th, please, and she'll know. Either way, like I said, she just let me know that one of her groups got hit with a KAD and took out 5 of their vehicles. Luckily, nobody died, but all other vehicles got taken out in one strike. And it was like 100 meters from where they were at, and it was super scary. Like, for the guy to say it's fucking terrifying, it was terrifying.
And to investigate, and even after ICE initiated a scuffle to arrest the mayor of Newark on public property, the House members were let in to tour the facility to conduct nonviolent oversight, and the tour went smoothly. This indictment is a manifest fraud, clearly designed to distract America this week from the administration's savage and unpopular effort to strip 14 million Americans of their Medicaid and health coverage and 11 million Americans of Head Start, Meals on Wheels, and other nutritional assistance programs like SNAP. Representative McIver was, of course, executing one of the core duties of a member of Congress, oversight, pursuant to her precise statutory right to enter and visit an ICE facility. The Supreme Court has repeatedly held that oversight is a central element of the legislative process, because if we can't research the facts on the ground, we don't know what laws to pass.
My name is Megan Little.
The fact that they want to cut SNAP and Medicaid and everything just blows my mind still to this day. I just can't wrap my head around the amount of corruption that's going on. And Elon Musk backing out of politics, I don't buy that shit one bit. I don't buy it one bit. I think he's going to go quiet, and he's still going to have his political motives and everything he wants to do behind the scenes. He just got too loud, and someone told him to shut up. That's my opinion.
On Thursday night, the top 220 holders of the Trump meme coin were invited to an exclusive dinner hosted at the President's Virginia golf course.
This shit is wild. I think I might have already aired this. We're going to air it again. This is wild who showed up.
Although the private event was supposed to be happening on his personal time, Trump gave a speech at a podium with the presidential seal. Trump mostly stuck to talking points about the Biden administration and Kamala Harris, but he also talked himself up as a crypto-friendly president.
As you know, the past administration made your lives miserable. They were forcing you to leave. They were going after everybody, and it was a disgrace, frankly.
During the Biden administration, many big names in crypto were investigated for securities fraud. That includes...
You guys remember Pastor Lorenzo, too? We'll get into him right after this. Pastor Lorenzo that was at his ceremony, his inauguration. Yeah, he had his own meme coin, too. We'll get into that.
Justin's son, the #1 holder of securities fraud. That includes Justin's son, the #1 holder of the Trump meme coin.
#1 holder of the meme coin, and he's not... Oh, my God.
The SEC sued Justin's son for securities fraud in 2023. After Trump took office, the SEC paused the lawsuit. Justin Sun gave a speech at Trump's dinner and
So he was under investigation, and then everything got paused on it.
Also received a $100,000 gem-encrusted watch as a prize.
I really appreciate everything Trump administration done to our industry.
Most of the guests at the dinner are still unknown to the public. The White House is refusing to share the list of names, though many have since been identified by news outlets, including The Verge.
There was a guy that showed up there that literally has one name and always wears a ski mask, so nobody knows who he is. I'm not making that up. I wonder if I saved that clip. I gotta find it. I can't even remember.
Mr. President, Wall Street analysts have coined a new term called the taco.
So here's the taco trade.
Trade. They're saying Trump always chickens out on your tariff threats, and that's why markets are higher this week. What's your response to that?
I kick out?
Chicken out.
Oh, isn't that nice? Chicken out. I've never heard that. You mean because I reduced China from 145% that I set down to 100 and then down to another number? And I said you have to open up your whole country, and because I gave the European Union a 50% tax tariff, and they called up and they said, please, let's meet right now. Please, let's meet right now. And I said, okay, I'll give you till June 9. I actually asked them, I said, what's the date? Because they weren't willing to meet. And after I did what I did, they said, we'll meet anytime you want. And we have an end date of July 9th. You call that chickening out?
John Pascal just threw in a $15 donation. Thank you very much. Also donated to Anna's active campaign this week. Right on. I haven't kept up on it. I've been so busy with my own. Isn't on the donation more. Oh, it'll probably load in a bit. I don't know how long it takes to load. Let me check. Is there a donation more? I haven't looked. Is there a donor board? I don't know if there is. I don't see a donor board, guys. I will talk to her about that, though. I will ask her if there's a donor board, or if she plans to do one, or if she knows how. All right, let's keep going. Chicken out.
Caroline Leavitt is Donald Trump's press secretary.
Oh, wait. Before we get into this, I want to show... I was going to save this for... I can't even, though. I probably already aired this once, or at least I saw it, and it blew my mind when I saw it. But since I've been covering major churches and the grifting from the fake Christian nationalists, I have to show this guy. And I'm going to show it a few times because he is the epitome of cringeworthy, and he needs a little more attention, obviously, because he is an attention fiend. Let's talk to Pastor Lorenzo Sewell.
We are grateful that you are the one that have called him for such a time as this, that America would begin to dream again.
So this pastor spoke at Trump's inauguration, Lorenzo Sewell from Detroit. The day of his speech on the inauguration, he launched his meme coin. I'm sorry. Give this speech about, I don't know, he's trying to quote Martin Luther King and stuff, and then he launches a meme coin. He's just ready for that rug pull. I mean, I don't even know where to go with this anymore. It's so ridiculous.
Meme coin crashed 93% after launch.
Like, when are we having pastors launching meme coins? Gosh, what is the world coming to?
It's wild, boy.
Thank you, God Almighty. We are free at last. Let freedom ring from Stone Mountain, Georgia. Let freedom ring from Lookout Mountain of Tennessee.
A few moments later.
I need you to do me a favor right now. I need you to go buy the official Lorenzo Sewell coin. I want you to be able to see politics become manifest, not just in a way where we're praying over political gatherings, but where we're seeing us become the hands and the feet of the Lord Jesus Christ. Would you help me?
Oh my God, dude. Oh my God. I'm going to have to do a mega church stream part 2 because I feel like he needs a little extra attention. I got to see some of his sermons. Oh boy.
I need you to do me a favor right now. I need you to go buy the official Lorenzo Sewell coin. I want you to be able to see politics become manifest, not just in a way where we're praying over political gatherings, but where we're seeing us become the hands and the feet of the Lord Jesus Christ. Would you help me? Would you help us in this endeavor? Would you go and purchase the coin in order for us to do what we need to do in the ministry? We do transportation, housing, education. We heal medical,
Transportation. I wonder what type of car he owns.
mental, and dental illnesses. I need you to do me a favor and go and get that coin in order for us to accomplish the vision that God has called us to do in our earth. I give God glory for what he has done, but we know that King's dream can only be fulfilled if we acknowledge that people are living in a nightmare. So here's your...
Thank you, God Almighty.
Dude, I have reached the epitome of cringe on this channel. I am so sorry that you had to experience this piece of shit, but we are not done researching him and learning about his grift because this is atrocious. Absolutely atrocious. And this is one of the pastors that was there during Trump's inauguration. This is terrible. And the fact that people actually fall for this stuff. Oh my God. I want to joke about it, but like I am so disgusted by this behavior. I can't even. Not right now, at least. This is rough, but I'm probably gonna have to do a full stream about him. Well, I'll figure him out. We'll go back to him eventually. Well, let's cover some more. Dang, I actually got a lot here. Did I put? Okay, that's where it is. Okay, that's what I thought. All right, politics. We'll get back into it. Let's go back into politics. All right, we'll get
Caroline Leavitt is Donald Trump's press secretary, at least as of today, and she delivered a borderline criminal meltdown over the text message.
You need me to do the math? Oh my God. Okay. $1 million. Okay, what do we got? We got, let's go all the way up. $55 plus 55 plus 13. Anybody got a calculator? A calculator. I can walk and chew bubblegum. I just end up falling. All right, 55 plus 13 plus, I believe it was a 15. I saw 15 in there. You're buying chicken tacos tonight? I'm dead. There was a 15 in there too, I thought. Yes, 15. I see it. Plus 15. Okay, we're at, not that much. Plus 15. 138. $138. That's where we're at.
Message scandal. I'm going to play an interview she did with Fox News' Jesse Waters. This is North Korean Soviet-style propaganda where it would even make the North Korean news anchors blush. Listen to the confidence and the condescension with which she delivers blatant lies and disinformation to the American people. It is beyond belief, but this is what Trump wants. Take a look.
White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt joins me now. So does the president have full confidence in his national security team?
President Trump absolutely has the full confidence in his national security team, Jesse. That includes our great national security advisor, Mike Waltz,
Who has already been caught lying about what happened.
Secretary Pete Hegseth.
Who has already been caught lying about what happened.
And the American people should be grateful to these individuals, and especially to President Trump, for putting together such a competent and highly qualified team.
straight out of the cult playbook. Scandal. They did something terrible. They get confronted. They go, every single one of you should be grateful that Donald Trump is the president and that he selected these great people to be in the cabinet. This is how cults operate.
Hi, Bill.
Mr. President, Wall Street analyst.
Hi, Bill. More out of the press secretary. You gotta love the press secretary. She, she's so thorough when she takes all of her questions. She leaves nobody behind. Absolutely knows exactly who to talk to every time. Answers all the tough questions. Never skips anybody.
Does anyone have any questions for Patty or for me? No?
I have a question.
No? Anybody? Okay. We'll see you all later.
That was like the most epic Zoom call ever right there. Does anybody have any questions on that particular question or answer that I answered to in that pertaining to that specific question? Oh, God. It just sounds so familiar sometimes. All right, let's get back into it. I gotta shut up.
Imagine if I had done any of this. Let me just, I just want to be clear about this. Imagine if I had pulled Fox News' credentials from the White House press corps. You're laughing, but no, this is what's happening. It's unimaginable that the same parties that are silent now would have tolerated behavior like that from me, or a whole bunch of my predecessors. I say this not on a partisan basis.
You can say what you want about Obama. I knew Republicans that liked his policies. Like the first-time home buyer loan credit. It was huge. Oh, my God. I so should have jumped on that. After the market collapsed, there was 3-bedroom houses foreclosed. Yeah, sad. 3-bedroom houses in California for $100,000. And with the first-time home buyer credit, you would get your down payment back during tax season. Dude, I got cold feet. I was lined up. I didn't do it. I should have. But I'm talking staunch, diehard, Midwest Republican butchers that were saying, you know what? He's not so bad.
This has to do with something more precious, which is, who are we as a country and what values do we stand for?
Caroline Levitt.
Well, he's got points. He had points then. He has points now. And he used to go out and get burgers with everybody. He was just chill, man. The Secret Service looked like they're going to have a meltdown. I wonder if I got that somewhere. Obama gets burgers. Yeah.
Obama loved good burgers.
You want a hamburger? I do. 2 burgers for breakfast.
And so did his team.
We're going to get some burgers, and I can bring them back for you.
I'll take one.
You want fries? Sure. Nothing. Katie?
Yes, sir.
You want them?
Rich is getting all taken care of.
But what happens when the most powerful man on earth decide to grab the burgers himself?
He took his detail and I took mine, and it wasn't mine.
Who's going to hold 1 second for the press?
I don't want to hold. What's going on, everybody? How you doing, sir? How you doing? Hey, guys.
Okay. Do y'all remember Trump flipping fries? Flipping fries at McDonald's, trying to get like a crumb of what Obama had. This is where he got it from.
Hey, guys.
This is true presidential riz.
Your orders. What do you got? 1 cheeseburger and 1 fries for me. So then I got a little cheeseburger with lettuce.
Oh, in the notes, yeah. Bell, if you end up donating, we are doing a match donation. Blonde Bombsheller is offering tonight for Paige in Ukraine, or Paige in Kansas, who is in Ukraine. Blah. If in the description, if you would earmark it, comments for the 14th, she will know they have a laundry list of medicines they need. That was my original fundraiser. Yes, so that's it. She is matching tonight. If you post your donation in the chat, she will match it.
Tomato, ketchup, and pickles. Well, put some lettuce on mine too. Right? 2 fries, one for him and one for.
Look at! Oh my God! Wait! Oh, I screwed up. I screwed up. Look at the freaking Secret Service guy.
So then I got a little cheeseburger with lettuce, tomato, ketchup, and pickles. Well, put some lettuce on mine too. Right?
Dude, I don't know if he was checking out the menu or just like freaking out. Oh my God, what am I gonna do?
2 fries, one for him and one for me. But I'm also gonna buy her. All right, and these are all small. How you doing? Good. How are you, sir? I'm good. What's your name? How are you? What's going on?
Just like a surprise visit, just shaking people's hands. Just hey, what's up? How you doing? Ooh, nice jersey.
Thanks, guys.
This is wild. I bet his Secret Service was just pooping themselves afterwards, though. You know how stressful that's gotta be? Oh God, he's doing it again. Let's go. Absolutely. Hey, let's go. Hurry. You can like see the energy. Like, that's gotta be like, oh my God. I'd probably end up like throwing up before I even like got to where he was going, just from the stress of that. Pretty cool though. Pretty cool guy.
Oh my goodness. How many burgers did you get?
10 from the boss.
A bag of fries? Do you ketchup?
I don't need ketchup. I could be good.
Our former president made a habit of dropping by food joints.
Pretty neat. Anyways, I wanted to cover that. I thought that was a kind of neat moment. I should have saved the video for it. I don't know why I didn't, but that just came to me. All right, yeah. So we are match donating. My God, it's so hot in my room right now. I'm like freaking dying. Yeah, 14th is fine. She'll know exactly what's up. Absolutely. And like I said, I'm gonna try to get her Paige back on the channel before she comes back while she's over there. But there's a lot. She's got a lot going on, guys. Oh my God. She's got vehicle repairs she needs to kick out of the way. One of her groups needs, like, they are literally, both their vehicles are in the shop, so they're not mobile. So she is going to get them back on the road and moving. Pardon the pun. As soon as possible. So yeah, there's more. I can cover that. Like I said, once the 14th is complete, any bleed over, it's going to go to hers. She's got like tons of brigades, battalions she's helping. Yeah. Battalions of brigades. I don't want to misrepresent it. All right. Where are we going?
We want to get to some breaking news right now as we take a live look at the White House. Elon Musk has left the Trump administration after his effort to slash the government. That's according to the Associated Press. Musk was, of course, leading the charge with the Department of Government Efficiency, known as DOGE. He's expected to continue, though, to run his companies, SpaceX and Tesla. We'll continue to follow this story tonight and bring you reaction as it comes in.
So Elon Musk is leaving the White House. How many of you guys really believe that shit? I don't buy it one bit. Good night, John. I don't buy it one bit that he's leaving. I think he's going to go quiet. I think he's going to be hiding behind the scenes. And I think he has a lot of lawsuits coming his way.
Breaking news. Just moments ago, guys, the Trump administration asked the Court of International Trade to pause its decision blocking the president's tariffs while the White House seeks an appeal. NBC News chief White House correspondent Peter Alexander brings us the details.
Overnight, a federal court slamming the brakes on President Trump's sweeping tariffs.
It's our declaration of economic independence.
The U.S. Court of International Trade ruling that the president does not have the authority to impose those steep tariffs on allies or adversaries. The court, in 2 separate cases, tossing out the tariffs the president imposed under a nearly 50-year-old emergency economic law. that had never been invoked in a situation like this. The suits were filed by small businesses and a dozen states, arguing that President Trump violated the Constitution, which grants Congress, not the president, the authority to set tariffs. The administration already appealing, with a White House spokesperson arguing it is.
Musk will have proxies in the admin. He already does. The whole thing, the whole administration's already a proxy for him. Yeah, all he has to do is call him up and ask for a favor. He doesn't need to be up there with this stupid hat selling Teslers in front of the White House.
It is not for unelected judges to decide how to properly address a national emergency. The ruling injecting new uncertainty into the president's on-again, off-again tariffs, with many businesses complaining his chaotic approach has made it impossible to plan their purchases ahead.
Thank you very much.
Hours before the ruling, the president took issue with accusations he's backed down on his tariff threats.
Yeah, this is where it comes in. This is the new "Let's go taco." That's the new flag.
Asked about a new term reportedly used by some on Wall Street, taco, short for Trump always chickens out.
Oh, isn't that nice? Chicken out. I've never heard that. You mean because I read?
You know he is furious about this. Furious. How dare they talk about the supreme leader? How dare they?
Just China from 145%. When you ask a nasty question like that, it's called negotiation. You set a number. And if you go down, if I set a number at a ridiculous high number and I go down a little bit.
It's such a freaking grifter. Oh, okay. Blah, blah, blah. Oh, yeah. Oh, another hot news. THC is banned in Texas.
I understand wanting to protect children, but you have grown adults who are using these products too. Is there a way to do this where grown adults could still have access to these products?
We don't want adults having this either. What are you, crazy? You want to go home and eat a bag of this tonight? See if you're here tomorrow? This is what we focus on, kids, because that's where they built the shops. But adults are buying this stuff too. Make no mistake. We want to protect the 20 and the 30 and the 40 and the 50-year-olds too. We don't want anybody buying anything off the shelf that could kill them or ruin their mental state for the rest of their lives. The young man who was 22, who stepped in front of a train after he ate some of this junk, he wasn't a kid. He was an adult. That's crazy talk. That's the kind of talk, the reason why we're here. Media that would say something as stupid as that.
Breaking news just moments ago.
Let's see if I lose my mind tonight, guys. Oh. What about the veterans that use it for PTSD? What about them? I thought Texas cared about their vets. Now they gotta buy it black market and get it from the cartels? Makes me wonder how much he's being paid. I'm really curious about it. Yeah, let's skip. We're gonna.
This little bag of jellies, mango peach, $90 for a bag. Send you sky high. No one knows what's in any of this. This is why we passed Senate Bill 3.
Nobody knows what's in any of this. Interesting, because on the package I have, it has all the ingredients right here. Sugar, corn syrup, pectin, distilled water, citric acid, artificial flavoring, natural terpenes, cannabis distillate extract, sodium citrate, which is what? Citric acid? No. Sodium citrate and yellow number 5. Okay. It's got yellow number 5, guys. RFK is going to freak out. I just dosed myself with yellow number 5.
1,000 shops have been put in Texas in the last 3 years.
Ooh,
many of them without permits, selling this to their kids to destroy their kids. Does anyone want to try any of this? Would you buy anything off the shelf that you didn't know what was in it? That could change your whole mental state for the rest of your life? Would you want that? Anybody want this bag? Okay, you want it? These are bad actors. These are people who want to kill your kids, and they don't give a damn. So we'll fight this all the way. But that's why we're here today. This might be the most important bill we pass in this session.
What were you doing?
I think he picked like the worst case scenario. Some dude ate a bunch of freaking edibles, probably had a mental episode, wandered off into a train track, and then got ran over. And that's his defense for How many people wander into the road when they're drunk and get ran over? How many people get behind the wheel of a vehicle when they're drunk and get ran over? Is it we're doing a prohibition? As well as alcohol gone? Look at these red-faced sheriffs behind him.
I understand.
Oh yeah, he's like, some bitch, my edible's gone. Shit.
And wanting to protect
Come
children.
on, bro. How many drinks you guys had last night? Huh? Was it a Chungus freaking donation marathon stream for you? Huh? Yeah, look at me in the eyes. Huh? That's what I thought. Fucking hypocrites.
What were you doing? I collected data on high schoolers to understand how to make their schools better and how to help them succeed as young adults. Good work. What else? Yes.
So I supported programs, USAID funded programs that countered violent extremism, that countered irregular migration, and that kept America safe, strong, and prosperous.
How about you? What did
Canty Raid, thank you, Canty.
you do?
I worked in international food safety, mostly with our fresh produce coming from Mexico.
All right. Well, we're going to pause this and watch it again because I just got ready. Guys, if you're just coming into the chat, we are still helping Paige in Kansas. She is in Ukraine right now. She is providing aid to the 14th Mechanized along with many others. It's huge. She is helping a lot. One of her groups got hit with a KED. Everybody was fine. They were like 100 meters away. I don't even know what a KED is. Maybe we'll look it up a little bit. All their vehicles were destroyed. So they need help. She's helping another. I can't remember the name of the brigade. There's another brigade she's helping. I will get all that info. I have it. I just don't want to pull it up because she sent a voice. But both their vehicles are broken down. We have the 14th that we're fundraising for. And Blonde Bombsheller in the chat is matching donations tonight. So if you help Paige right here, I'm gonna keep plugging it. If you help Paige right here, it's pinned in the chat. Go to her page, go to Paige's page. If you want to make a $5 donation, whatever, it's gonna be matched. So your money, you're getting the bang for your buck right now. $5 donation is gonna be double that. BB's matching it. When you earmark it right here, put for the 14th or 14th, whatever, for 14th Mechanized. Once they've got what they need, the rest is going to go with one of her other battalions she's helping. All right, we'll continue on. I just wanted to plug that again because more people are coming. All right, we're going to watch this over again. This one is actually very impactful to me. And I suck. Where'd it go? Oh, here.
What were you doing? I collected data on high schoolers to understand how to make their schools better and how to help them succeed as young adults. Good work. What else? Yes.
So I supported programs, USAID funded programs that countered violent extremism, that countered irregular migration, and that kept America safe, strong, and prosperous.
How about you? What did you do?
I worked in international food safety, mostly with our fresh produce coming from Mexico and also Canada.
To make sure people don't get sick.
Yes.
Okay.
I worked as the only safety manager for the FDA Center for Veterinary Medicines. We test pet food and any ground meat, ground turkey, ground chicken. We test that for E. coli and other pathogenic bacteria.
Yeah.
I was working on a strategy USAID had to eliminate TB by 2030. There's 1.5 million deaths every year, 4,000 a day. And we had a strategy to introduce new technology to find those cases and new treatments to cure people.
Yeah. Yes.
1 million people a year die from tuberculosis, and that guy was working on a solution to it, and they fired him. Doge came in and said bye. 1 million people. Let that sink in. How much damage this actually caused. We're not even. God, we live in this little bubble. We don't realize the impacts that our society has on the rest of the world. How many people our government helps? How much? With so little, what was it? 1%, I think, was USAID of the entire GDP for the United States in 1 year. 1%. We're giving away 1%. That's like freaking not even a tax write-off. 1 million people for tuberculosis dies. He was working on a way to give them new aid and treatments.
I worked on family planning to ensure women and girls had the contraceptives that they need to be able to finish school, avoid child marriage, to be able to be employed. And this helps countries, including the United States of America, when you have safe and stable countries, they can have education, they can have jobs, they can succeed.
I understand.
I think the more we realize how much of an impact that USAID cut actually had, I think the more people are going to wake up and realize how disgusting and terrible of a human being Elon Musk is. A lot of people in the Department of Energy were pushed out, to include me. Oh, dude. Stephen Walsh. Okay. I hear you. Bell with the $55 donation to the fundraiser. Thank you, Bell. Thank you so much. All right, let's go on to... Oh, yeah, we got a little bit of this.
I kick out?
Chicken out.
Oh, and then I chicken out. I've never heard that. You mean because I reduced China from 145% that I set down to 100 and then down to another number? And I said you have to open up your whole country. And because I gave the European Union a 50% tax tariff, and they called up and they said, please, let's meet right now. Please, let's meet right now. You call that chickening out? Because we have $14 trillion now invested, committed to investing when Biden didn't have practically anything. We had a dead country. We had a country people didn't think it was going to survive, and you ask a nasty question like that. It's called negotiation. You set a number, but don't ever say what you said. That's a nasty question.
Don't ever say what you said. Triggered.
I kick out.
Triggered. The man in the chicken suit. I will forever picture him every time he speaks wearing this, holding a taco. Forever. For the rest of my human existence, Taco Don will live in my head in a chicken suit. Why do I want fish tacos now? I don't know. That's pretty freaking weird, Canty. Pretty weird.
The tariffs are working. The tariffs are working. If you're 50 years old and have a 401k, you've lost about $74,000 in the past.
Wait. I gotta pay attention. This needs to have full effect inside of my smooth marble.
Okay. The tariffs are working. If you're 50 years old and have a 401k, you've lost about $74,000 in the past 3 months. Does that feel like it's working?
No, I've lost more than that.
I made the shirt right after the mugshot came out.
Oh my God, tariffs are working. He's lost 70-something. God, you know what I would do with $70,000 right now? I would have another house, and not here.
One of the most, important photos of all time.
Yeah. Why is it important?
I mean, it just shows you how corrupt the system is, that he could be, arrested and shown in front of everyone, like in this embarrassing manner, on totally trumped up charges.
Totally trumped up trigger words. This is edumacation. Trumped up charges. How dare he? How could he be arrested?
Feel that it would be government overreach to try and
that young man believes that the president of the United States should not be held accountable for his actions. That's what that statement said. He says, you know what? He's a president. He can do whatever he wants. He can go to Fifth Avenue and if he wanted to. That's what he just said inside. From his words coming out of his mouth. That's what he meant. That's the mentality that these supporters have. I bet they think Tesla trucks are cool.
And take or limit people's ability to have firearms?
I don't feel that way. It is that way. Yeah, it would be. The Second Amendment guarantees our right to keep and bear arms.
Would it be government overreach to enter someone's home, a U.S. citizen, without a search warrant?
Absolutely. Wouldn't you?
That's allowed to happen right now. Donald Trump has ordered that people can, ICE agents can enter homes without a warrant.
He has?
Yes.
I don't know.
Is that government overreach?
You're government overreach.
What are your thoughts?
You're a turd sandwich. No, you're a turd sandwich. No, you, sir, are indeed a turd sandwich.
Thoughts on the deportations that have happened so far?
Well, I like to call them homecomings because you came to our country, we paid for it, we put you up, we fed you, and now we're sending you home where you came from. It should be a celebration.
A lot of these people are being sent to El Salvador, even if they're not from El Salvador.
To me, I don't care where they get sent to. They don't belong here.
Do you like that he's
He doesn't care where they get sent to? They don't belong here? Does he not realize that billions of dollars were generated from frickin' migrant workers in the United States? Should we get the IRS to tell us exactly how much money was generated from their tax revenue in the United States? He has no clue how the economy works. He has no clue. Pyro is here. Hey, everybody give Pyro a warm welcome. Hi, Pyro Brubaker. How you doing? Long time no see.
trying to influence universities and what's taught in universities?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Are you behind that as well?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Pressure he's putting on Harvard to kind of change the way they're doing things?
Yes.
Did it seem strange a little bit that he started Trump University and then had to pay $25 million because it was deemed a fraud, but he wants to tell other universities how to teach?
I'm like a huge Trump supporter, so I don't have an issue with that.
I don't have the issue he ripped off a bunch of kids of their life savings and put them in debt. It's not a big deal to me. You know, my kid went somewhere else, so what does it matter? I like Trump. Go Trump. Go. Let's go Taco. Yeah. Yeah.
The tariffs are working.
God, it's so fucking just... Oh, see, I told myself I wasn't going to cuss anymore on stream.
A new report from the New York Times reveals details about Donald Trump's pardon of a man convicted of tax fraud just 1 month after his mother attended a major fundraiser for the president. Former nursing home executive Paul Walzak pleaded guilty to tax crime days after the 2024 election and was ordered to pay more than $4 million in restitution and serve 18 months in prison. The Times reports a pardon application submitted around the time of Trump's inauguration cited Walzak's mother and her support for Trump, claiming her political activity motivated the prosecution against him. Trump eventually granted that pardon.
You know, I remember when Biden pardoned his son, and excuse me one sec. I remember when Biden pardoned his son, and I thought that was epic cringe. Like, how dare he do that? That's abuse of power, you know, super bad move for the United States. I said that. I put a post out and saying bad move, shouldn't have happened. I retract that statement wholeheartedly. They would have put him into the ground right now if he had to face his sentencing for the charges, for the gun charges and whatever else. They would have buried him. The book, everything's thrown at him. He would have been probably deported to Libya or El Salvador. I fully retract that. He was being a good dad. And I can't say I wouldn't do the same thing for at least one of my children. The other two, you gotta learn a lesson. I retract it. I think he did make the right move because we know how petty Trump is. He would have been pushing, throw the book at him. 100%. 110%. Okay. You could say, well, that's the law, right? He has the right, the judge would have the right to serve him the maximum sentence, right? But would have there been political pressure to influence his decision-making? I believe 100% yes.
Yeah, he was sentenced just 12 days before the pardon came down, and he was sentenced to 18 months in prison and to pay this $4.4 million in restitution. And we should stress here, he had pleaded guilty. This wasn't like
18 months? What's 18 months? 18 months in prison, I'd lose my gut? I'd get my freaking arms back? Maybe read the Bible again? Fucking have a dating life? I don't know.
A contested thing. He pleaded guilty to 2 counts of taking tax, basically payroll tax fraud. He had taken the taxes, the federal withholding taxes, out of the paychecks of his employees at these nursing homes, and then $10 million.
That was a joke. I like girls.
Worth, and then instead of giving them to the IRS to be used for their Social Security, Medicare, etc. Later, he spent at least part of that money on his own enrichment. He bought a $2 million yacht. He made purchases.
Bro, a yacht? Oh my God, this is disgusting. Trump pardoned tax cheat after mother attended $1 million dinner. Don't even hide it anymore. Let's just go ahead. Go ahead. I am for sale. This presidency is for sale. Who's got $1 million? What do you want done?
Is at Cartier, Bergdorf Goodman.
I wonder if you walked into one of these with $1 million and said you need to send so much to Ukraine.
Sachs did a bunch of traveling, and he was aware of this and worked with the IRS for a number of years before he was criminally charged.
Let's talk about his mother's role in this, who she is, the dinner she attended last month that perhaps led to this pardon.
Yeah, she'd been a stalwart fundraiser in South Florida for Republican campaigns and party committees going back to the George W.
Sounds like Russia. This is Russian playbook 101. This is like the collapse of the Soviet Union into the merge, behold, Russian Federation-esque vibes, 110%. Everything he's done. The "You Suck" campaign, America Sucks campaign, everything all these ties, they lead back to Putin. And even before that, his first wife, Ivana Trump, and her ties to the Czechoslovakian Special Service, which was under the umbrella of the USSR, who had time to psychoanalyze Trump with his many business deals flying to Moscow, where they had KGB up close and personal, guaranteed, finding out all of his tics and his weaknesses and exploiting them. Knowingly or unknowingly, guaranteed they did that. To this day, when you see these trigger articles online where Putin's trolling him, everybody's trolling him, they know how to pull his strings and make him look like a lunatic even more than he already is. They know how to work this man like a freaking chicken bone, 100%.
The Bush administration, but it's no.
Or the vice versa. He was already compromised a long time ago. Krasnov story, which was my first stream ever. We're going through the entire documentary, which I might do a follow-up again on.
Notable that her strength was really as a fundraiser, that is bringing in checks from other people, including at fundraisers that she hosted at this lavish home that she had in Jupiter, Florida. So she didn't have a record of giving huge checks, and it's interesting that she was invited as she was waiting, as her family was awaiting this word on this pardon. She was invited to a $1 million a head candlelight dinner fundraiser with President Trump at Mar-a-Lago. There's really not a lot in her Federal Election Commission record that would suggest that she had the ability to stroke this kind of check, but it was certainly during a period when she and her son and her family wanted something from President Trump, and it's hard to ignore that timing that she receives this invitation to a $1 million fundraiser while they're waiting.
There is no timing or wondering. This is corruption 101. Not only is this corruption 101, this is blatant corruption 101. Not even bothering hiding it. This is right in front of your face corruption.
Pardon, and while the son is facing the prospect of 18 months in prison and $4.4 million in
and all he has to do is go up there and say, "Fake news, you're the fake news, right? It's all fake news." And everybody's, "Hey, fake news. You guys just targeted my president. It's my president."
Governor J.B. Pritzker of Illinois just brought the House down in New Hampshire, and what may have been...
I'm really happy. At least we have some people speaking out and fighting against it. We'll get into a video also of Tim Walz and some stuff he said at a college ceremony.
The most powerful speech so far of the political season. It was a call to action. Let me show you what went down. Governor Pritzker says we need to be done with trying to...
Stephen Walsh with a $25 donation for Paige's campaign. Thank you very much. And thank you, BB, for the match again. Awesome. We're at 268 on the match. It'll be double that. Thank you.
Find optimism in the motivations of these Republicans. They are bad people. They hate America. It's time that we fight. Watch this right here.
It's time for us to be done with optimism about their motives or their objectives. Time to stop wondering if you can trust the nuclear codes to people who don't know how to organize a group chat. It's time to stop.
I don't know if you know this, but that's like the ongoing joke for me. Every time I get added into like a fundraiser group chat, I'm always like, okay, who accidentally added me to this goddamn war plan chat? And I'll post like a NAFO floor holding a cat.
Ignoring the hypocrisy and wearing a big gold cross while announcing the defunding of children's cancer research.
And then I'll do the fist bump Ukraine to the fire, you know.
And time to stop thinking that we can reason or negotiate with a madman. Time to stop apologizing when we were not wrong. Time to stop surrendering when we need to fight. Our small businesses don't deserve to be bankrupted by unsustainable tariffs. Our retirees don't deserve to be left destitute by a Social Security Administration decimated by Elon Musk. Our citizens...
You love Midas Touch? Yeah, Midas Touch, I'm going to say Midas Touch as far as, like, to me, mainstream left news coverage. To me, he's mainstream because he's obviously has a huge podcast up there with Joe Rogan, right? I would say as far as left news, because I'm an independent. I switched from Republican after 20 years last October. Voted for Kamala Harris. Voted for Waltz. I would say as far as the left side goes, Midas Touch's news and reactions and coverage is the absolute echelon, is the best.
Don't deserve to lose health care coverage because Republicans want to hand a tax cut to billionaires. Our federal workers don't deserve to have, well, a 19-year-old Doge bro called Big Balls destroy their careers. Autistic kids and adults who are loving contributors to our society don't deserve to be stigmatized by a weird Nepo baby who once stashed a dead bear in the backseat of his car. Our military service members don't deserve to be told by a washed-up Fox TV commentator who drank too much and committed sexual assault before being appointed Secretary of Defense that they can't serve their country simply because they're black or gay or a woman. And if it sounds like I'm becoming contemptuous of Donald Trump and the people that he has elevated, it's because I am. You should be too. They're an affront to every value this country was founded upon.
A new report.
All right, a little bit from there. LJ says, if someone donates on my behalf, I'll make them a beaded keychain and send it to them. I'm broke. Yeah, I'm broke too. I know. I'm so broke right now. How the hell did I get so broke? The hell did I have to do? Something happened. I don't know how I got so broke. Yeah, I'm broke too. I totally get it. You know, if you can't donate, you can't donate. But if someone would like to donate on behalf of LJ Boone tonight and get sent a cool keychain, tonight's the night. Now we got double match with BB. We're kicking it up. Kicking it up. And eventually, guys, when I get my Discord going, we're going to have raffles. I've got some stuff I want to raffle. I've got... God, I don't want to get rid of it, but I will. I got some stuff. I like my trophies. I know I'm weird. All right, let's see what else we got. That was it there. What else did I save? I do have an extra plaque from the 151st if we do another Dodger fundraiser. And then I also have a big Banksy art that one of the NAFO fellows made for me. Right back here. No, I'm not pulling it off. Oh, I'm cramping. Banksy art where the Ukrainian kids throwing Vladimir Putin. I have a big plaque, like this big of it, made on a nicer material. It's real light art. It's 3D printed. He threw a little blue and yellow paint on the back of him, signed it on the back. I will be auctioning that. And yeah, someone mentioned something about the orc hunters. I don't know if you guys can you guys see that? Here, let me see if I can blow up my screen here. If you guys can see in the back right there, I don't even know if you can. Right in the corner of my display underneath this Czech NAFO patch I got from one of my Czech buddies, who his mom, I know his mom. Right over here is the original Orc Hunters dog chain from the first NAFO truck fundraiser. And then I got a bunch of the other patches there. I also have one of the NAFO Czech pin lapels right there. If I get super desperate at some point, I might part with that. Even though it was a gift, I know it would go to a good cause. I just hope I don't get that desperate because I really like it. But I might. I got the backer and all that for it, so we'll see. What I plan to do is when the Discord gets going, you just post if I'm doing a raffle donation. I'm gonna have everybody put the receipts in there, and like I don't know. At some point, we'll have a time frame and a dollar goal amount, and when we get to that, I'll put all the names in on a big Excel sheet, and then we'll do a number next to it, spin the wheel, and see who gets it, and go from there. Let me see if I set this back up right. But yeah, that's the plan. All right, what else did I have? Funny. Megachurch. Did I have more? Megachurch? I did. I know I did. Oh, yes, I did. Covered that. How mega? Did we cover this?
Sometimes I like to start my sets off with a prayer. If everybody would please bow your heads, just take the person's hand beside you. First, I want to ask, Lord, that you would just protect our real president, Donnie John Trump. That you would put a Jesus force field on him and just protect him from the 91 felony indictments that he did not do. He did not do any of that. The entire justice system is the deep state. Totally innocent. All judges are liberal. I want to thank you for Donnie John. I pray that you help people to quit messing with him and saying that he cheated on his third wife while she was pregnant with his fifth child with a porn star, and then he used legal campaign funds to pay her hush money against the law. Lord, we weren't there. We don't know what happened. He could have been witnessing to her, and he dropped his Bible, and then he fell into her hoo-ha. You don't know. Lord, I want to thank you that Lauren Boebert was finally able to reach across the aisle to give that dude a hand job during a family performance of an American classic. I want to thank you for the party of family values and their leaders like Marjorie Taylor Greene. Who recently slept with her CrossFit coach and a sex guru, whatever that means. Lord, I want to thank you for my home state of North Carolina and my North Carolina legislature, that they are able to stay laser focused on what is truly important. They're not distracted by little nuances like being last in teacher pay or 42nd in education. No, sir. They're not sidetracked by trivial details like crumbling roads, bridges, or infrastructure. They're able to zero in on what is your will, Lord, which is making sure which potty people go TT and poo-poo in. Amen.
I still gotta do a road stream, guys. You gotta see the shit. It's wild around my neighborhood. My roads are so ass. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do a road stream one of these days. I'm just gonna show the road. And you guys got to see what I deal with every day just to get home.
Look here, I mentioned the North Carolina bathroom bill, HBPV, and look here. I want to be clear about something. I love everybody, okay? I think we all ought to love everybody, even if we're different, especially if we're different. We ought to show each other love and kindness, okay? Yeah. If you didn't cheer, you're a homophobic racist. And look here. I don't think we need a bathroom bill, okay? I don't care what kind of wee-wee you got. Just get in there, poop, and wash your hands. That's it. We don't need legislation for that. You know what I mean? If we're going to legislate some part of the bathroom process, how about we legislate the hand washing? You know what I mean? How about some kind of legal guarantee that I'm not going to get fecal matter on my hands when I go for a salutation? I want to lobby against the shit shake. You know what I'm saying? It's dangerous. Or how about legislation that puts a privacy wall between me and this fella I'm pissing beside that I've never met in my life? I need a wiener wall. You know what I mean? I got another fella's pecker out 8 inches from my right thigh. His urine is sprinkling on my pantaloons.
That's so gross.
I'm not trying to wash them every time I wear them, okay? It's not a homophobia thing. It's a laundry thing. I need a wiener wall. It's ridiculous. That's a wall every American can get behind, okay? It's divisive in a good way. Build the wall. Build the wall.
That guy's hilarious. I don't even know who he is. Cliff Cash. Pretty good stuff coming from Cliff Cash. We got another donation. Bell throwing in another 25 to the Page in Kansas fundraiser for the 14th. Thank you very much, Paige. Yeah, preacher impersonation is on point. Abso-freaking-lutely. Moscow Marjorie Trader Green. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, we're all in it for Ukraine. Unfortunately, sometimes we're just broke. Well, yeah. My chat is, at least. I know, yeah. We'll keep that for another time. Yeah. Thank you guys for helping out. We're making deals. We're making keychain deals right now. This is exciting stuff. I'm going to have to get more donation stuff. I have a couple other things I can... If anybody is out there that is a World War II kind of collection freak, I have a signed Seabees hat from the Pacific Theater from a yard sale I got. And it has everywhere the guy has been on all of it. Actually, I'm going to go grab it. You guys got to see this. Hats from World War II from Raymond Burt, Company A, Platoon B, 125th NCO, I think it says. 125th NCO. And man, I can't see you. It's dark as shit right now in my room. But I got a yard sale. I'm like, dude, why would anybody want to get rid of this? So they were like, I don't know. The guy had a shop, and he had passed away, and his family members were there just selling all their shit. I'm like, hey, is this for sale? And I knew what it was. And he looked at it. That's his hat. And he's like, yeah, I'll sell it. $10. I'm like, fuck. Sold. This thing's from World War II. Ari Burtz, COA, Platoon 5, 125th, NCB. It says NCB, sorry. Camp Pearl, July 27th, 1943 to September 1st, 1943. That was in Virginia. It says VA. Camp Endicott, September 2nd from 43 to October 43 in Rhode Island. RI, it says. Camp Parks, I believe that's California. 1943 to 1944, November. And then he goes into Camp Rousseau, 1944 to February 1944, so like a month. And then Pearl Harbor, Iroquois PT, March 6, 1944 to, it says, Hawi. And then Camp Andrews, and no more date on Camp Andrews. So it's been around. It's got a little history in it. And if anybody is a collector, I would be willing to auction this off at some point. Because if you have like a little collection of war stuff, it has a little damage. I mean, it's old. It's old as shit, right? 80 years old? A little more than 80. But pretty neat. Pretty neat for all you history war buffs out there. Okay. Let me see. I saved the link. It's on YouTube. We're going to see what Tim Waltz had to do there. You have 2 wool blankets from World War II? That's badass. I have the man who raised my mom's DD-214. He was a staff sergeant in the Pacific Theater, 24th Infantry, and he was artillery. Yes. And that I looked at the history. They retook Papua New Guinea, second largest island in the world, and the Philippines. And his 24th Infantry broke the record for the consecutive days in combat. He had a Bronze Star for heroism and a Pacific Theater Medal. Yeah, pretty neat. Good old Eugene. All right, let's see where else we are here. Let me open this up. Yeah, I gotta find the link I got. Tim Waltz. Tim Waltz was saying some good stuff. There we go. Copy. Here. Yep, right here.
The court doesn't always get it right. Nixon's Attorney General, Elliot Richardson, he chose to step aside rather than follow through on a criminal president's unlawful order. Well, once again, in this pivotal moment in history, lawyers are our first and last line of defense. When you join the bar, you're going to swear an oath to preserve and protect the Constitution and the laws.
$25 donation from Annette. Thank you very much, Annette, to the fundraiser, Page's fundraiser for the many brigades and battalions she is helping.
Your state and nation. Elected leaders like me take the same oath. So that means that no matter what we do or where we work, we share not only a moral duty, but a professional obligation to defend the rule of law. That's a pretty big deal. The rule of law is the foundation of pretty much everything we care about. It's what lets us settle our differences peacefully, makes it possible to start or grow a business, and empowers us to stand here and exchange ideas freely. Without the rule of law, everything else crumbles away. And that's where you all come in. Right now, more than any other time in my lifetime, we need you to live up to the oath that you're about to take.
Okay, so somewhere in the world, someone's going to say this is cringe because it's at a school ceremony, a college graduation ceremony, and I call cap. If they want to talk shit about him doing this at a graduation ceremony, we could talk about all the Republican congressmen and politicians that go inside of the churches and do the same thing. So if they want to go into the church and do it through the church, and he's in the school, so fucking what?
Because I have to be honest with you, you are graduating into a genuine emergency. Every single day, the President of the United States finds new ways to trample rights and undermine the rule of law. Now, I get it for some of you out there. Some would say, boy, it's getting way too political for a commencement address. But I would argue I wouldn't be honoring my oath if I didn't address this head on.
Amen.
And I'm going to start with the flashing red light. Donald Trump's modern-day Gestapo is scooping folks up off the streets. They're in unmarked vans, wearing masks, being shipped off to foreign torture dungeons. No chance to mount a defense, not even a chance to kiss a loved one goodbye, just grabbed up by masked agents, shoved into those vans, and disappeared. To be clear, there's no way for us to know whether they were actually criminals or not, because they refused to give them a trial. We're supposed to just take their word for it. And when duly elected members of Congress tried to exercise their constitutional right of oversight at an ICE facility, they get shoved around and threatened with arrest. And when courts told them repeatedly to knock it off, they brazenly defy them. Meanwhile, we have an aspiring fascist in Stephen Miller on TV talking about suspending habeas corpus. All of you know this. That's only used in times of rebellion or
aspiring fascist and potential neo-Nazi with ties to Stephen Fisher, who we have covered on this channel as being an outspoken neo-Nazi who was holding a neo-Nazi rally in Washington, D.C. with the, what do they call themselves? The group, the National Policy Institute, which we have covered on here. 100% ties to him. Best friends. Trump's speeches all the way through sounded like they were Spencer talking. 100%. If you put it side by side, I have a video on it side by side. 100% sounds like he wrote it.
emergency, neither of which is happening right now. By the way, they're not only kicking out folks who are undocumented here, they're kicking out citizens. A few weeks ago, they kicked out 3 children, all
I apologize, I misspoke. Richard Spencer, I believe. Yes, Richard Spencer.
Under 8 years old. One of them had brain cancer, for Christ's sakes. It's not hyperbole to say we're not far from a world where anyone could get that knock at a door. And there's no guarantee you'd get your day in court or that you'd ever make it home alive from whatever corner of the world they stick you in. And then you have a vice president when not getting chastised by various popes, he's offering up horrific arguments. Horrific arguments. It is his view that due process is optional. I don't know what the hell they teach at Yale, but the Constitution is pretty clear. It doesn't say only if it's convenient. It's crystal clear. Here's the thing. Due process...
Yeah, Canty pointed out a good part that they're at a law school. Everybody there is going to be a lawyer. Oh, well. Hey, you know what? Is anything he's saying not true? It's not like he's providing with false news or indoctrinating them with facts. Facts are the facts. The rules are the rules and the facts are the facts. If the cheese door opens, you gotta pay the tax.
This isn't just lawyer speak. It's a right that stretches back centuries. It was wrested away from kings that heroes fought and died for. And we're just going to surrender it? Surrender it to Donald Trump, a guy whose only knowledge of the law is by being a criminal defendant himself. So, and I am going to talk about it. It's happening in front of our eyes. I'm going to talk about this damn jet. I don't know if you heard it. The president is getting this... I'm a little obsessive about things that really irritate the crap out of me and this type of stuff. Because this palace in the sky is getting from the Qatari government, which he gets to keep for himself when he's done. Let's be very clear. It's a flying bribe. Blatantly unconstitutional. Even worse, this whole deal was signed off on by the Attorney General of the United States. Ostensibly our nation's top lawyer. Famously an independent job. But now, the Attorney General Pam Bondi is acting as the president's personal attorney. And weirdly enough, coincidentally enough, she happens to be a lobbyist for the government of Qatar. This is what the crumbling of rule of law looks like in real time. And it's exactly what the founders of this nation feared. A tyrant abusing power to persecute scapegoats and enemies. Look, I get it. There's nervous folks on my side of the aisle. They don't want us to touch any of this. I keep hearing this. Oh, the polling really, it sucks talking about this. It's a distraction from more important issues. Consultants said steer away from talking about this rule of law stuff. But caring about this stuff isn't partisanship or politics, it's patriotism. The rule of law is the whole ballgame. What you stand for is what makes America America. If we don't fight back now, why did we get elected and why did we become attorneys to defend the law? But there are those with power and money that are choosing not to fight. And that brings me to, I guess, a touchy subject maybe here. Big law. Granted, getting singled out by executive orders by the President of the United States will scare the crap out of you. Trust me, I get it. And I know it probably spooked their clients. But as any 1L here could tell you, those executive orders carry about the same constitutional authority as a ransom note. And the quality of the writing's about the same, too. Those firms are home to some of the nation's top flight lawyers. These are folks that know how to throw a punch. So did they fight back? Well, some did, and guess what? They've gone to court and won almost every case they fought back on.
Yep, and that was a big deal. A lot of the lawyers said if they dropped everything off of them, if Trump backed away, they would give him pro bono work, and they ended up doing that. And then there was, I covered it, I forgot, it was a guy out of San Francisco who was getting a coalition together and doing litigation against Trump, and I believe that was the gentleman who won. I'll have to go back into the stream and find that. I can't remember which one. I've done so many now. But yes, I have covered that.
But some of the biggest firms, you know the ones I'm talking about, they caved. I hope you haven't signed with them yet. Those feckless firms let Donald Trump shove them into a locker. Now they're at his beck and call to do his dirty work for free. I'm going to just name it. It's cravenly and cowardly, and that doesn't even begin to describe it. It's a flagrant betrayal of the oath they took as lawyers, the same oath I took as governor, the one that you're all about to take.
It's maniacal. Absolutely, like the worst. The worst. Free lawyer work because I'm the president, and if you don't, I'm gonna do things bad to your company. Pretty much what he was gonna do was gonna bankrupt the companies, and they're like, "Well, we'll work for you for free, sir." fucking maniacal.
To defend the rule of law, come hell or high water. So I'm here today to ask you to take that responsibility seriously as you enter the workplace. That means letting those firms know they screwed up by refusing to work for them or with them. Means demanding your employer, private sector, public sector, whoever caves to those or bends the rule, be there to stand in that breach. That means screaming at the top of your lungs to call out abuse of power wherever you see it, and especially amidst elected officials. Because upholding the law in this make-or-break moment is just not something that you should do. It's something that any true lawyer or leader is compelled to do. And if you don't do it, who's going to do it? Here's the thing about fighting. Sometimes you lose. Trust me, I know something about losing. Losing on the biggest stage, under the brightest lights, with the highest stakes at the most important time. That has a way of...
I'm so pissed off he is not our vice president. I would have voted for this man as the president. He wanted to put a no-fly zone over Ukraine on day one. This guy did. He would have been the bomb.com for Ukraine. He would have... and standing up to Vladimir Putin... Can you imagine having Tim Walz? Oh my god, dude. Oh, he would have just... Oh my god. Yes. That would have been ideal.
Sticking in your head and setting up shop. But the one thing about failing is it forced you to figure out what's next. A few days after that election, my wife Gwen and I and our pup Scout took a walk along that Mississippi River, not too far from here. And we're deciding, what do we do now?
Everybody,
and we had that conversation about...
Real quick, my chat rate's down. If you guys could, spam yellow and purple hearts in the chat for Minnesota.
We see it. We got two choices. On the one hand, a majority of the country who voted told us to kick rocks. On the other hand, the guy who won was planning to destroy everything that we cared about: friends, neighbors, families, rule of law, including destroying those who told us to kick rocks. And I was still a sitting governor. People's lives are on the line, and I have some power to do something about it. So I thought back to who else? Walter Mondale. Just to show this tie here, that guy knew something about losing too. He and Carter lost to Reagan and Bush in 80. He lost to Reagan in a landslide in 84. Thank God Minnesota voted the right way, by the way, in that election. So 2 decades later, long out of the public eye, Paul Wellstone died in a tragic plane crash 2 weeks before the election. And Walter Mondale stepped up to run for the Senate, and he lost again. But the remarkable thing about Fritz Mondale was, win or lose, that guy just kept on serving.
Thank you, guys.
Strengthening our ties to Japan as an ambassador. He advised my administration throughout the entire COVID epidemic, shaping the future by teaching right here at the University of Minnesota. He never complained. Title wasn't right, job was too small. He just found a way to serve. So Gwen and I cut that walk short. We got in the car, we called our team up to the Capitol, and we got to work saying, how do we preserve the rule of law and the things that we love? Because
I would love to live in Minnesota, no lie. Land of 1,000 lakes and like the best healthcare in the United States. Come on. Where do I sign up?
I too had taken an oath to uphold. Now, if Trump and his folks want to come for Minnesotans, we need to make sure that there's a firewall that they have to come through before they get to them. Now, I know I'm one of the last things standing between you, your future, celebration, lunch, everything else. So I'll close it. When you walk off this campus today, you're going to take some photos with your parents, there's going to be some tears, and you're going to leave the class that you've spent a pretty intense 3 years with. You're going to head in different directions. My hope is this. I hope a bunch of you will join us in the public sector. Become prosecutors, become public defenders. Others to go to companies and nonprofits. Some of you will go to big firms. That's fine. There's still some good ones out there, so go to them. But no matter where you go, you're going to face moments in your career, you're going to come to that crossroads, that choice. To bend to the whims of the wealthy and the powerful, or to stand up and fight. Even when that victory isn't guaranteed. I would say especially when that victory isn't guaranteed. But just think, there's no chance of failing, there'd be no reason to fight like we're fighting.
God, dude. Just like self-reflection right now, listening to him talk and the growth that I made, and like in my personal life, things are going on, professional life, everything he's saying right now is like correlates to me and what I'm going through right now personally. Like, he is so personable, and the words he is saying, like, if you're in a fight and you have to stand up for yourself and speak, everything he's saying relates to what I'm going through right now. Like, not just YouTube life, not just advocating, business-wise too, everything. Like, down to, like, the other day, my daughter had a tummy ache at school really bad, so she went to the bathroom and called me on the way back. She called me. She's like, Dad, my stomach hurts. Can you bring me some stomach medicine? And she's like, oh, shoot, I'm about to get my phone taken away. I'm like, I'm on my way right now. And then she calls me a little bit. She's like, hey, I'm at the office. The person on the person out there that was watching the school said I didn't have a pass, and she took my phone. And I'm like, oh, okay, did you talk to her? And she said she wouldn't listen to me. She wouldn't talk to me at all. I'm like, okay, you need to find someone who will listen. Go there and tell them your side of the story. I was calling my dad for medicine. I was in pain. Tell them exactly what you told me. Say, I don't think it was fair that she wouldn't listen to me, and I would like my phone back. I use it in case of emergencies if I'm hurt. I walked into the office, and everybody, all the teachers, they all looked at me. I gave her some of the medicine, and they were looking at me. I could see them watching me. And I looked at her and I said, if you don't think it was right what happened, and she wouldn't listen, go find someone who will listen and stand up for yourself. And she looked at me and said, okay. And I start walking out the door. I hear, bye, Dad. One of the teachers will be, bye. She got her phone back. Just that little extra, advocating for herself, standing up for herself, pleading her story. It worked. It's on a micro level, right? But for a kid, that's a really big deal. It's your phone, right? And I love teaching my kids that standing up for yourself sometimes works. Sometimes, not all the times. Some of these fights that we're getting in our personal lives are giant. Giant. And it usually, I've always been a fan for an underdog. I'm usually in an underdog situation myself a lot of times. But we all have personal fights in our lives where at some point we have to stand up for ourselves and say, this isn't right, and this is why. And if they won't listen to you, you find someone who will and who can help.
So don't let fear of failure prevent you from entering that arena. And if you lose a battle, fine. Find another way to serve. The fight goes on. Because I have to tell you this, there's no savior coming down on high to get us out of this. It's us. It's the graduates of 2025. So look, I am an eternal optimist. I mentioned earlier I served in the lunchroom. You have got to be an optimist to survive that. So I tell you what, you all give me hope. You're brilliant. You're bold. You're dedicated. And as the dean said, you're ready. And here at the University of Minnesota, you live by that battle cry. So you can say it with me. Sky U-Ma, Gophers. I wish you all the best. Go out there and fight the good fight. Take what you've learned here to protect those that don't have a voice. Stand up for the rule of law and know that someday there are going to be stories written and names in this class who stood up in the moment of challenge for this nation and turned this thing around and preserved what is truly the best of America. Everybody belongs, and everybody is equal in front of the law. Thank you.
Oh, there it is. Really cool guy, man. Really cool guy. Really love Tim Walz. Just down there, I'd love to go waterfowl hunting with that guy. If I had like one wish of something I could do, let's go duck hunting with that guy. That'd be on my top like 10 things, just because he's like such a charismatic and great human. Your heart feels this, right? It's 100% factual. Speaking of advocating and speaking up for yourself and everything, I got a plug. It came to my head halfway through this. I'm like, oh my God, I haven't told him. Kim, the advocator that we did an interview with on stream, she will be back on Monday night. We're going to talk about the new bill for aid to Ukraine, and she's going to break it down for us and why it's important we still push for this. That's going to probably go through anyways. Everybody's predicting it will, but we need to put the feet to the fire. Kim is going to be back on. We're going to talk a little more. She'll update us on some of the rally events and get into the bill a little more, and we'll break it down. It should be a pretty short stream. It'll be this Monday. It'll be around 8 p.m. Pacific time Monday. So keep that in mind. The first interview we did with her, I think it was my #1 watched video outside of Paige. So, yeah, she'll be back on. Can't wait to have her on to talk about that. What else do I have for you? I got some hidden... I'm gonna move this over real quick. I have some headlines that didn't make mainstream news that I have from one of my... one of my sources here that I'm not going to share, who is extremely dependable with information pertaining to what Russians are doing. That'd be kind of wild to have him on the stream as well. That'd be a controversial one. Okay, we're going to pull this up. What was that? Oh. Can I pull the article without pulling this over? I'm being sneaky, guys. Here we go. Here we go. Here's a headline. Cyber espionage and Russia's intelligence hack activities. Wanted. Oh, we'll go a little bigger. Wanted by the FBI. GRU hackers' destructive malware and international cyber attacks. Conspiracy to commit a crime offense against the United States. False registration of a domain name. Conspiracy to commit a wire fraud. Intentional damage to protected computers. Aggravated identity theft. Here, this is October 29th of 2020. Headlines that no one heard about. Anybody hear about this? Is this news to you guys? Did anybody know this is happening? I'd like to hear from you if you did. Okay, we'll go down. We got Yuri Sergeyevich Andrienko, a.k.a. Potato Head, Sergey Vladimirovich Detestov, Pavel Valerievich Frolov, Anatoly Sergeyevich, I'm butchering these. Artem was in there, and some dude named Petter. Since 2014, Russian military intelligence has been actively practicing cyber warfare methods on the territory of NATO countries and their allies. The main intelligence directorate, GRU, likely possesses the finest technological and operational capabilities among Russia's special services. Top representative of the U.S. Ministry of Justice, John Demers, said that no country had weaponized its cyber capabilities as maliciously and irresponsibly as Russia, wantonly causing unprecedented collateral damage to pursue small tactical advantages as fits of spite. Just out of spite. I'm sure there was a lot more to it. Analysis of cyber operations of military intelligence show that cyber activities are performed by two military units, the GRU units, who subordinate to the 6th Directorate. These are Military Unit 74455, corresponding to the 4th Central Scientific Research Institute of the Ministry of Defense, 22 Kirov Street, Khimki, and the Military Unit 26165, located in Moscow at 20 during the Soviet era, it was the seat of the 85th Main Center of Special Service engaged in decryption of intercepted SIGINT messages and was directly subordinate to the head of the GRU. Now, this is the Russian Ministry of Defense main specialized research institute for cryptography, higher mathematics, and computer technology. So, bunch of smart dudes out there. The identification of these military units indirectly confirms that due to scientific capabilities, these two units can model cyber break into objects of intelligence interest. So they've been actively attacking us since the beginning of the war and before that, gathering information. This has been going on for God knows how long behind the scenes. So, like I said, the Cold War never stopped. The military unit 26165 specializes in intelligence gathering, while 74455 is engaged in cyber operations. The staff of both units works under the guise of several hacker groups. According to our estimates, we're talking here about existence of the military unit's based internal conditions group manned with the Russian military intelligence staff that use different technical equipment and a programmed approach to solve tasks. Taking these specifics into account, any of the two groups receives tasks according to the technical capabilities, malware, phishing, etc. In addition, these groups can work in priority directions that change dependent on the political situation. So yeah, they're kind of what's the word I'm looking for? They can independently move through different areas. So yeah, God, who knows how much damage they've already done. It is possible that some of the tasks can be performed by outsourced technical specialists using the technical and financial resources of military intelligence and the work of projects that are part of the Russian military intelligence C2 systems, like probably bot farms and other foreign hackers, Chinese hackers probably involved, which are having a field day right now with this, by the way, because we spent all of our money at the southern border and are going to run dry in July of the funding for DHS funding. Thank you, Chrissy Nome, setting us up perfect time for a huge attack. I got some predictions on that about Trump's great war coming. We believe that in case of successful break-in into an object of intelligence interest, the group continues to work on it by using knowledge about the security architecture and malware bookmarks that may remain from the previous successful penetration. So here's a breakdown of how the unit works as well. There's Signals Intelligence Collection Unit 26165, and it shows the command structure right here. All these goons. Russian cyber nerds. October 20th of the U.S. Ministry of Justice accused 6 Russian citizens, former and acting GRU operatives, of cyber attacks. Yuri Andrienko, Pavel Frolov, Anatoly Kovalev, Sergei Detitsov, Petr Pliskin, and Artem Ochichenko. All these persons work in the military unit 74455, the part of the GRU. Dmitry Badin works for 26165, another GRU military unit. This unit coordinates the group involved in the Netherlands attack in 2018. The military officers of this unit are widely known as the APT-28 group. APT-28 group is also known as Fancy Bear, SAR Team, Sophacy Group, Pawn Storm, Sednet, and Strontium. X-Agent is a signature tool of Fancy Bear operations, a cross-platform backdoor toolset with variants for Windows, Mac, Android, iOS. So, whew, man. The Windows and Mac OS versions of X-Agent are capable of recording keystrokes, taking screenshots, and exfiltrating files from infected systems back to command and control server. So your basic hacking group, they've been messing with us for quite some time now. Oh shoot, going on what, over 10 years now? APT's 28th primary initiative is collecting intelligence on geopolitical and defense issues that are relevant to Russia's interests. It has been targeting government, military. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, does anybody ever remember that Mar-a-Lago incident where we had classified files in there from Donald Trump? And to think they didn't get their hands on it would be, oh, come on. The likelihood is not 100% that they didn't. The likelihood, there is a chance that classified information made it hand into either hackers or maliciously through Trump and his little goons. There is a chance. God, how scary, man. It has been targeting government, military, and security organizations in the Caucasus, Georgia in particular, Eastern European countries, the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, NATO, and other European security organizations and defense companies. APT-28, active since the mid-2000s, is experienced in advance. It is associated with the Chopstick malware, the Sourface downloader, and the Evil Toss backdoor. Other softwares they have used includes Advisto Rochelle, Jehuhu Git, oh my god, and Xtunnel, as well as Sophacy, X-Agent, Foozer, WinIDs, and Downrange Droppers. The group has been constantly updating the Sourface downloader since 2007, demonstrating the efforts it dedicates to developing and innovation. APT-28's most common attack vectors are spear phishing, emails, malware drops, website disguise, and news sources. Guys, the website disguise is big in my area. And zero-day exploits of the Microsoft Windows operating system and Adobe Flash. The group has been observed using 6 different zero-day exploits indicative of technical prowess that is likely backed by government with extensive resources. So another big thing in my area is skimmers. In my county alone, in 1 month, I believe it was in 2024 around March, the skimming machines on the card readers at some of the stores in my county got hit for $250,000. $250,000 in theft. And it was a group of people who were from Europe, have very, well, former Soviet Union countries where they were tied into. So, and I bet you anything it went right back to Russia, at least a portion of it. Hey folks, we're at 318 plus 55 that I already matched. Get your donation in tonight and tell Chungus the amount in the chat. I'll match. So guys, yes, plugging one more time. BB is doing a match on anybody who donates to the PIN fundraiser for Page in Kansas for the 14th Mechanized. Please earmark it in the 14th in the comments if you do donate. It is pinned for the 14th in her webpage. So yeah, a lot of skimming over here, a lot of stolen card information. There's a lot of, like it was saying, these fictitious duplicate websites. That was a big thing too, with some of the community credit unions and the banks that are around here. Yeah, so shoot, you wonder where these hacks come through. If you've ever lost your money hacked, most likely it's Russia. Has date and targets right here. Look at this. Ukrainian Central Election Commission, CEC, Ukrainian officials revealed the investigation into the compromise of the CEC's internal network identified malware traced to APT-28 May 2014. We got another one. Polish government was in 2014. Kyrgyzstan, Ministry of Foreign Affairs. That was in 2015. The list goes on and on. These guys are putting in some serious work. NATO, Afghan Ministry of Foreign Affairs. That was in 2015. Oof. Fuck. Wow. 2017 attack at APT-28 was aimed at disrupting the 2017 presidential election in France through hacks that targeted local government entities. John Podesta. Investigators found that John Podesta, Hillary Clinton's presidential campaign chairman, was one of the thousands of individuals targeted in mass phishing scheme using shortened URLs that security researchers attributed to APT-28. U.S. Democratic National Committee was targeted. The DNC was targeted in 2016. According to intelligence, there was July 2016, the Court of Arbitration of Sport in Lausanne, and the U.S. Anti-Doping Agency, Canadian Center of Ethics in Sports, dude. Yes, thank you, BB. You do rock. You know they exist. Just said 22 plus the extras. Thank you. Thank you, guys. So yeah, some serious stuff going on here. In December 2017, Kuala Lumpur APT-28 hackers tried to get access to the investigation materials of the Boeing flight MH17 crashed in eastern Ukraine that had been shot down by the Russian Buk complex SAM missile. That was what's his name, Gherkin's doing right there. 88% of samples compiled between 8 a.m. and 6 p.m. in the time zone that includes major Russian cities such as Moscow and St. Petersburg. This is the working hour of the public structure employees in Russia. APT-28 attacks on political and critical infrastructure objects can simultaneously be carried out by the two departments, military intelligence and the Federal Security Bureau, FSB. For example, the U.S. Democratic National Committee was attacked by APT-28 and APT-29, group associated with the FSB. So they attacked the DNC. Imagine that. Imagine that. Russia attacking the DNC. Guys, this just makes too much sense. Oh, God, I sound weird with my headphones not on. This makes too much sense. Too much sense. Why would they attack the DNC? They'd been on the network for more than a year, while APT-28 had only been on it for a few weeks. Thus, it is likely that APT-28 joined the operation by highest level officials ordered, followed by the FSB group's failure to demonstrate results in a specific period of time. We exclude the attacks being coordinated by the two departments and believe that the GRU and the FSB compete in terms of cyber activities and experience interdepartmental hostility. I wonder how much happened during this last election. I wonder how much influence these groups had that we haven't heard about yet, that may have affected the results of the election. I wonder how much damage they did. I wonder if that's the reason the polling numbers are so freaking low, if we're that blinded by this. It is just like in the movies, but this is real life. It blows my mind. It is just like in the movies. How much impact did this group have during our last election? And don't tell me they didn't. Don't tell me that. This is an old report. This is an old report. I bet I could find a newer one. Maybe. I don't know. Oof, that'd be tough. I might be able to. Anyways, the list goes on of the attacks. In April 2018, the GRU officers from the military unit 26165 attempted to hack the Wi-Fi network at an organization for the prohibition of chemical weapons headquarters after they planned to go to Switzerland. The hackers were interested in Spitz Laboratory, where chemical and nuclear weapons is studied. Jesus. No joke, man. These are the real deal. This is mob shit right here, guys. Well, I don't know if they've got caught yet. I can follow up. I doubt it. They're probably already dead, to tell you the truth. Recycled for some new people, but I'll do a follow up on them later on. Pretty interesting article I got though, yeah? It's the ones that slip through that we need to pay attention to. I have article upon article of the way that other countries have backdoored raw materials into Russia, and money that's been made through the European Union from Russia. It's also goddamn disappointing when you start getting into it. Yeah, also Norway put out something about standing in solidarity with the Belarusian. Let me see. Oh, I gotta close that. I'm not gonna bring it over. Can I? Yeah, I can. Days of solidarity with political prisoners in Belarus. Guys, remember in the beginning of the war, there was a lot of Belarusians that wanted nothing to do with the war. They were so shocked and pissed. There was protests, I even remember. So I don't know too much about their political history, so I don't want to get into that too much. I know at the Ukrainian rallies I go to, there are many Belarusians there, and they have free Belarus signs. So more political oppression, I'd imagine. I could get into that. I have someone I could ask about that at some point. I have a ton of other articles here. Oh, can I pull that over? I can't pull that one over. Yeah, I can. All right, more spy shit. Russian foundation aimed at helping compatriots abroad support spies, criminals, and propagandists. So much of this, too. There's so much more behind this. For over a decade, Pravfond has been providing legal aid to Russians across the world. Internal emails obtained by journalists, obtained by journalists show how it collaborated with spies, funded propaganda efforts, and built points of influence along the way. Under the banner of human rights work, a state-backed Russian organization has spent years advancing the Kremlin's geopolitical agenda across the world, including by funding the legal defense of alleged spies, criminals, and propagandists. I know one spy that had ties to, who was it? Speaker Mike Johnson's campaign. Got 3.5 years. She was a Russian spy. She got 3.5 years sentenced. And that seemed to me very light for espionage. But she probably had a really good lawyer. This is the type of people that they defend right here. Where did my stream go? Hold on, guys. Technical difficulty. Here it is. Thank you very much. Hi, Bexy Girl. Okay, where did I leave off? Among the recipients of its grants is a taxi driver convicted of espionage, a man convicted in the Czech Republic of leading an armed band during Russia's annexation of Crimea, and an Australian activist who assaulted an elderly Ukrainian supporter. The Foundation of the Support and Protection of the Rights of Compatriots Living Abroad, also known in Russian as Pravfond, started operating in 2012 with the stated goal of defending the rights of Russians abroad, primarily by offering assistance if they get into legal trouble. Last year, a leak of several dozen documents revealed that Pravfond had ties to Russian intelligence and had helped pay for the legal defense of notorious arms dealer Viktor Bout. Now, an archive of nearly 50,000 emails from Pravfond, obtained by journalists from Danish public broadcaster DR and shared with OCCRP and 20 other media partners, exposes the inner workings of the foundations used by the Russian government to advance its interests around the world, defending spies, maintaining networks of influence, and funding propaganda, all under the banner of fighting for the human rights of Russian compatriots. The emails show that Pravfond awarded well over 1,000 grants worth millions of dollars to people and organizations across the world over the course of about a decade. Despite being sanctioned by the European Union in 2023, Pravfond continued to send money to recipients in European countries, resulting in multiple possible sanction violations. The emails also revealed how Pravfond collaborated with Russian intelligence agents to oppose the Lithuanian prosecution of former Soviet officials and military officers accused of committing war crimes during the country's struggle for independence from the Soviet Union. Countries don't subsidize their citizens in foreign countries with legal costs, said Edward Lucas, a senior fellow and senior advisor at the Center of European Policy Analysis. So you have to take why this is in something that the Russian state wants to spend in tax incomes. This is a classic example of a Kremlin influence operation working in plain sight and exploiting the inherently trusting nature of the liberal society. So when they're talking about democracy on Russian state television, and they're just like mocking at how there's all these freedoms and whatnot, this is how they exploit it. They use whatever power they can within inside democracy itself to exploit it and make it crumble. They look for the weaknesses in democracy. They are the advocator of death of democracy. It's like dealing with a real-life Satan of democracy. That is the Russian Federation. That is 100% what they are. They are the accuser of democracy. In line with the publicly stated mission, Pravfond does provide assistance for ordinary Russians who live outside the country, helping with problems like custody disputes and access to mental health services. Profon has also helped fund over 20 legal support centers for Russians living abroad, stretching from Spain to Mongolia. But the organization focuses especially closely on the Baltic countries, with about a fifth of all known grants earmarked for Latvia, Estonia, and Lithuania. Imagine that. Ukraine is also well represented, as are many other former Soviet republics. These are priority regions. Profon deputy head Vladimir Pozdorovkin wrote in one email, because they are where our compatriots ended up unwillingly. Unwillingly. The view that millions of former Soviet citizens in neighboring countries are still part of the Russian cultural and political world is enshrined in Russian federal law and forms an important pillar of the Kremlin's foreign policy. So you can't take the... You can take... No, what was it? You can take the Russian out of the Kremlin, but you can't take the Kremlin out the Russian. Yeah, oh yeah, we're doing a fundraiser, Mexigirl. This is going to Page in Kansas for earmark it for the 14th of Mechanized. Donated $10. Let's finish the fundraiser. Thank you, Annette. So yeah, it's going to the 14th. I'll pitch it again at the end. Okay, yeah, a lot to hear about them. I'm not going to read it all because I'm out of breath. But yeah, really interesting articles that the headlines don't cover. There's a lot of spy stuff that we don't hear about anymore that would make great movies and films that we all grew up to. All the Cold War movies, all that, it's still going on, guys. It never stopped. Red Dawn has happened, and it started in Ukraine. Let's see what other article. I have one more super spy stuff somewhere hidden here. See if I can find it. See if I can find the other article. Reuters. I have Reuters articles too. I have a ton of stuff. I'll cover these when I can. Oh yeah, here's one that slipped through the cracks. Here's one that slipped through the cracks when no one was paying attention. Well, some people were. And by some people, the man that I know that gave me this is an extremely important individual in the story of history. Leave it at that for now. Might see if he wants to come on the show one of these days. Sanctioned Russian oligarch's wife had U.S. passport. When Russian billionaire Boris Rottenberg was sanctioned by the U.S., his wife Karina was left in an awkward position. Leaked records show his blacklisting led to complications, including banks blocking their joint accounts. In 2014, shortly after Russia annexed Crimea, the U.S. Treasury Department sanctioned oligarch Boris Rottenberg, who's like one of Putin's best friends. He has close ties to childhood friend Vladimir Putin. It turned Rottenberg into a global financial pariah. No U.S. citizen or company was allowed to do any business with him, not even so much as to buy him a cup of coffee. Rottenberg's glamorous Russian-born wife, Karina, a socialite who has a passion for horseback riding and large social media following, wasn't blacklisted at the same time as her husband. This allowed for the family to hold some of its valuable assets in her name, but leaked records indicate she was a U.S. citizen, so being married to a sanctioned person left her the crosshairs of enforcement authorities. Properties, companies, and even joint bank accounts she owned with her husband now became a liability. Any sharing or swapping of money or assets could lead to charges of violating U.S. sanctions. The evidence for this found in new leaked archives of emails from a Russian management company belonging to lawyer Maxim Viktorov, a Moscow-based businessman who coordinated a team of fixers that came to the Rottenberg's family aid after the sanctions were imposed. Boris and Karma Rottenberg did not respond to requests for comment. I wonder why. The leaked archive, dubbed the Rottenberg Files, consists of over 50,000 documents and emails sent between 2013 and 2020 and was obtained by iStories and OCCRP and shared with 15 other media outlets. So it goes into how Boris was with Putin, how they were able to funnel money in and backdeal the whole system. But yeah, lots of little reports like this I get, and I start researching some of it, and pretty intense shit to cover. But yeah, that's what I got for that, guys. How's the fundraiser going? Let me pull it up. Guys, here's who we're fundraising for right now. We're at 410 donations, double. Oh my god, that's amazing. 14th Mac.
Ми зараз знаходимося на гарячій точці на Куп'янському напрямку. Хочемо звернутися за допомогою до всіх
Sometimes it doesn't play sound. That's weird.
Бажаємо здоров'я. Ми зараз знаходимося на гарячій точці на Куп'янському напрямку. Хочемо звернутися за допомогою до всіх небайдужих на Mavic 3T, які будуть нам допомагати нищити ворога. Всі разом до перемоги. Слава Україні!
Героям слава! My headphones turned off. That's why I couldn't hear it. Anyways, 14th Mac. This is my first fundraiser that we ever did. So some of the stuff we got them, we're still helping them. They need a ton of medical supplies right now. So we're going to support them. We're going to support Paige. And then I will, when I get a chance, I will get some more stuff for her to share, some of the soldiers and whatnot. Another one. Oh, yeah. I want to show you guys a little bit of what my buddy Maxime had to go through. So Maxime is a ABC News correspondent, and he's one of my friends. I know him personally. A really nice guy. Let me see if I can figure out how to use this damn platform. And he ended up, during the bombings, he's in Kyiv. He ended up having to sleep in the subway because of the Russian bombs. Before that, him and his wife slept in his dryer room, his washroom, next to a toilet. That's from the recent attacks there. I'm going to reach out to Maxime. He speaks perfect English, and see if he wants to do an interview on stream one of these days. I can set up. I don't know when. I haven't talked to him about it. I know he's a busy dude, but this dude he's a G. He's an absolute G. Talk about photography. Talk about, you know, showcasing the beautiful parts of Ukraine. He's an absolute awesome dude. And he's super popular in Ukraine. Like, a lot of people know him. I had the pleasure to know him and meet him, and yeah. Pretty cool guy. Let's see what he wants to do, if he wants to come on. But he's out there. He advocates, dude, some of this shipping stuff he does, or the sailboats, like the old pirate sailboats, the content. Oh my god. So I think this is in London, United Kingdom. I watched this. He has his YouTube channel too. Maybe we'll watch some of his stuff one of these days. I don't know if he does it in English yet. I think it's all in Ukrainian. But cool dude. We'll see if we can cover more about him later. But going back to Paige, I'm going to play it. I'm going to go through her Paige's page one more time here. Let me go back there. Go back there. Oh, dude, I got to pull it up on... Dude, why won't that go away? Okay, did that make it go away? Okay, that made it go away. So here's the school she was in when she was a teacher. That's the people she's helping right now, guys. Like, if we just scroll through her whole timeline here, here's the school. I'll play it one more time. This is hella sad. This is from 7 hours ago she posted this. Shit, fuck it.
This is the bomb shelter underneath the school where I was a teacher in Ukraine. 2 years ago, I came and I fundraised, and we had these benches, these nice wooden benches made. There's the restrooms.
This is her old school.
These
Underneath
benches
her old
made
school.
so that the children had something to sit on. This is where the primary school children, the younger grades, come anytime the air raid sirens go off. They come sit down here, and it's cold down here. It's spring right now. It's not hot outside, but it's definitely very cold down here, which is why they have so many blankets. So anytime the air raid alarm sounds, this is where they have to come sit for sometimes several hours. As you can imagine, this is difficult for the children and the teachers. That's a heater right there, actually, I just noticed that. But this is the reality for Ukrainians on the 4th year of it.
It infuriates me to know that there's children born into this war that all they'll ever know is war. Like, this war has to come to an end. The Russian invaders have to be stopped. So the best way we can do that through the fundraiser right now, we can help. Look at her, dude. All right, okay. Talk about the coolest nails ever. Look at this. That's sweet. Oh my god. Look, the merch. The merch is coming. Oh my god. Oh, well, I could play it. I don't know where that song came from. I'm sure some rocker is going to call me out on that one. But badass. Murder Horrorcore. Some of our guys.
Кажуть, солнце, хули там, град, блядь.
They said it'd be sunny. It's hailing. Okay, here's some of the merch, guys. Remember when we did the first stream with her, and we were plugging her Amazon link, and there was people purchasing off the Amazon link. Here's a picture of her with some of the product. Let me find. Where am I? Oh my god. Okay, that's why. I'll pull that over. There's some of the purchase product that you guys purchased on stream. You guys I plugged your Amazon wish list, and you guys got some of it. Right there. That was her ungifting it, trying to get it organized before she went. What else? Oh yeah, they're tariffing the sex toys, by the way. She's hella funny, by the way. Oh my god. This could be us, but you ain't boosting my posts. Alright, well that's it. That's all I got for you guys. Where are we at on the fundraiser? BB, I think we're going to call it. We're going to wrap it up with what we got. Did we make it? Where are we at? Where are we standing? I want to hear it before we go. I'll play something funny before we go. Any final last minute donations before I wrap it up, guys? Speak now or forever hold your peace. It is a match day. All right, we got funny. I'm gonna play some funny stuff real quick before we go. Where did I collections? Funny. Oh yeah, check this out. I love it.
Holy
What's going through your head right now?
I don't know. I'm so scared.
Anything you want to say on video before we go?
I hate my husband right now. I hate him so much.
He signed you up for this.
I know.
Show him how strong you are. Are you ready to base jump?
Yeah.
All right, join me in counting at 3.
Okay.
Jump after you say 1.
Okay.
5, 4,
3, 2, 1.
Nice one. You did it!
Oh my god, I did it!
You did it! Damn right you did it! Look at this!
Holy
Yeah, Heather!
Oh my god!
Look where you are right now!
Holy
You said that!
Oh my god!
Is this nuts or
You guys ever base jump before?
Oh my god!
Yeah, girl! Be proud of yourself!
Oh my god!
Look, there they are down there.
I still hate you, Ryan. I still do.
Nice work, girl.
Oh my god.
Not much like that, huh?
Yeah, I think I've got tears in my
So the scariest part about jumping on anything is when the parachute opens, it feels like you're gonna slide out the bottom, like legit. Oh yeah, Johnny Cash's tower leak. Check this out.
Oops, that's not rain. Somebody shot our water tower, shot the silhouette of Johnny Cash in a very sensitive area. Standing proud, holding a guitar, and emptying this 50,000-gallon water tank all over Kingsland.
Someone shot the Johnny Cash water tank.
I'm tired of people saying,
right where he's supposed to be. All right, that's all I got. Oh, we'll do one more funny. One more funny.
If you are at a point where you fucking hate being around people and the thought of being in the company of human beings makes you sick and want to throw up, that is your body and soul's way of telling you it is time to detox yourself from energy-draining motherfuckers. Sometimes being alone and fasting from people is the answer to your mental health problems. So tell everybody to fuck off and take some time for yourself.
All right, that's it. That's the last time. Words of wisdom. We are wrapping up the fundraiser. Looks like we're at $850 tonight, guys. $850 raised. That's amazing. Blonde Bombsheller. Only 25 more to go. 25 more to go. All right, 25 more to go. We're going to keep it running. Keep it running. $25 more to go. I'll play something funny. I will. I've got funny stuff. I like funny. You know what we haven't looked at real quick before we go? If we're going to wait for the $25. I'll wait for the $25.
Let me ask you this question. Is Vladimir Putin a war criminal?
I would not use that term.
This is good.
Well, let me describe the situation in Aleppo, and perhaps that will help you reach that conclusion. In Aleppo, Mr. Putin has directed his military to conduct a devastating campaign. He's targeted schools, markets, not just assisted the Syrians in doing it. His military has targeted schools and markets and other civilian infrastructure. It's resulted in the death of thousands of civilians.
Vladimir Putin, is he a war criminal?
Well, I think you can look at instances that have happened there and certainly characterize them as war crimes, but our intent is to end the war.
Is he a war criminal?
We can't end the war without talking to Mr. Putin.
That's pretty simple. Is he a war criminal?
Well, that's
this man we're negotiating with, Vladimir Putin. Is he a war criminal? That's not tough.
What? I'm trying to answer your question by telling you that we're trying to end the war here.
Go ahead.
No, it's not a simple answer.
You are equivocating, sir. Just answer the question.
I'm answering your question, and the answer is that war crimes have been committed, no doubt. And who's responsible for that? There will be time and place for that accountability. But right now, the job is to end the war.
So you won't answer the question.
If we don't end the war, people are going to get
reclaiming
killed.
my time, sir. Let me go on.
Absolute flip-flop little Marco. All people that inside home from yep. 75 more, and we are at... Oh, my God. What are you trying to do, BB? 75 more, and we are at 1,000, and Net will shout us out on the shills, guys. Come on. Okay, I'm sticking around. Fine. We'll
Do I have to take you to the ground and like?
Am I being detained?
Barack Obama had big part of 9/11.
Which part?
Not being around, always on vacation, never in the office.
Why do you think Barack Obama wasn't in the Oval Office on 9/11?
That I don't know. We'd like to get to the bottom of that.
What about what happened on January 6th? What do you think what happened there? January 6th,
The election day?
No, election day was back in November. Do you
I don't even know.
do you know about January 6th?
No.
So when I say January 6th, that means just
Nothing. I don't know.
That's just a date to you.
Yeah.
Did you hear about the insurrection attempt at the Capitol?
No.
So there's nothing Barack Obama could do to prove that he was born here.
If there was maybe witnesses that were attendants at his birth.
Like his mother? Do you listen to his mother?
No. She has motivation to lie.
So you don't trust Donald Trump's birth certificate either?
Yeah, because he's been here forever.
Well, how do you know? But what's your proof?
Well, his parents and.
But no, but they're biased. I'm talking about like people who could be in
Why
the room.
would they be biased?
Well, like I'm just using your logic against you.
Okay.
And what's your source?
Just Facebook or Twitter. I mean, everything. And
So you'll look at like facts and bull You'll put it all together.
Exactly.
I feel amazing, and I feel like a lot of the Christians who didn't want to vote for him or didn't want to vote at all because he's not pro-life enough or he's not 100% this.
Wait. Pro-life people didn't vote for him because he wasn't pro-life enough? Stop. What?
They wouldn't vote at all because Jesus wasn't on the ballot. So
Yeah, I've never seen that.
yeah, there's a lot of Christians in my own hometown and just people in the church that, you know, they see politics and they don't really want anything to do with it.
So you believe in the separation of church and state?
I don't think that the church should be on the front lines of the state
Why?
because that's what our founders wanted and that's why they founded our country the way that they did.
Absolutely backed each other up, and that's at the
Could you
core
take
of
on
it.
Russia by yourselves?
Can you manufacture Trump merchandise without Bangladeshi or Chinese production? Can you put groceries on your grocery store shelves without exploiting undocumented migrant labor? Could your best bud Elon Pelon sell his $100,000 microwave ovens without Congolese minerals? And by extension, Congolese child labor? Matter of fact, could you do much of anything at all without the rest of the world
Jolly good ginger.
Get your motherfucking tea ready. If you used to follow me on here for tea, you notice I don't do tea on here anymore. Long story why, maybe I'll tell that story one day, but it won't be today. Well, I do the tea now on Snapchat, Snappy Chatty. I do the tea on Snappy Chatty.
Oh my god, is he selling me tea? All right, wait.
Trump just signed an executive order 2 days ago, and as a veteran, this has strongly been pissing me the fuck off. They're going to make a center for homeless veterans in LA, and they're going to build it with the funds that was previously being used for illegal immigrants. Everybody on the right says,
"Oh, what now, Jolly? You're a leftist veteran. You gonna be mad at him for it?"
yes, let me tell you why. As a veteran, if taking care of homeless veterans must come at the expense of an entire other community, I'm not okay with it, right? Because we have ample money in our budget, the defense budget, to take care of these problems without saying, hey, we're going to take care of homeless veterans, but you people over here, now you're homeless, right? This is not the answer. When Donald Trump became
I need to follow
Trump
this
just signed an
guy.
executive.
I didn't know. I haven't seen this. Well, that looks like it was a repost, but I'll take the repost too. I'll take the repost. Yeah, I think we just watched that one. Actually, yeah, I have watched this guy before. Now that I recognize him, I have watched him. I'll get into it. I'll gather some stuff from him, for sure. All right, where we at? Where's the fundraiser at? I thought YouTube changed that and went 500 subs plus a crap load of watch hours. It's 1,000 and 3,000 watch hours. 1,000 subs, 3,000 watch. We're getting close. I mean, the channel's growing. It is. It's never going to be fast enough for me, but it's like when I look at the progress, it's totally there. Like I just have to like pump my brakes. 425, only 75 more left. All right, fine. All right, here we go. All right, I'm broke, but I'm doing it. I don't care. Okay, I'm going to pull it over because I don't want to show you guys the last four on my card. Continue. Pay. Pay. All right, we're in for 25 more. 25 more in. 25 BB. Since we're doing a match. It's match donation night, guys. No, it's fine. Thank you. Yeah, I just donated what I couldn't. I'll figure it out. I whatever. I've got gas. I've got everything I need. I just don't need to buy lunch. I'll make my lunch. I could skip that freaking extra energy drink that I obviously don't need tonight. I can drink less sparkly waters. I would have, okay, that would have been the alcohol that I would have bought if I was drinking right now, but I'm not. So, whatever, I donated a bottle of booze. We got $50 left. I got more content. What's Sailing with Phoenix doing? Let's go into this cat. Sailing with Phoenix.
There you go. Thanks, guys. Thanks for whatever is in here. A real-time update, I guess, of day 24. Sailing from Oregon to Hawaii with my cat. I've got a plane following me. Hello. Here I am. It's so cool. I love planes. He's got his door open. He's got his door open. There he goes. There he goes. Oh, they dropped something. I gotta go. This looks rather nefarious. I can't believe I picked it up. That was one of the hardest things I've ever done. I don't know if this video is gonna be going on the internet because I do not know what's in here. It says be safe and then something in cursive. I can't read cursive, so sorry about that. From Katie. It's from Katie. I only heard about you from my friend today. We were having a play date and this was really unexpected. We got you some snacks. They got me snacks. All right, well, Katie, you've got better handwriting than I do. Good job on you there. Talia, to Oliver. Keychain. It's covered in glue. I am a fan about you. Your cat is very funny. I really like it. You are almost there. That makes me want to cry, man. This is the coolest moment ever. Oh, we got chips, more Pringles, sandwiches. We got cat treats, of course. Beef jerky. Katie, Talia, thank you. I'm gonna eat these sandwiches. It's fresh food. Thank you for watching.
That's badass, dude. Some of his fans literally flew out there and dropped him supplies out of a freaking airplane. This guy's pretty cool. He ended up making it to Hawaii. Here he is showing up.
Hello.
We're with the Waikiki Yacht Club. And we're
Thank you for having me.
you guys
Thank you
here.
very much.
This
is
for
you and for Phoenix,
cool.
VIP member. Oh, thank you very much. Commodore of Waikiki Yacht Club. Nice to meet you. Thank you. Thanks for helping me. Yeah. And this is our general manager. Hey, nice to meet you. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
How about that, man? You're like stuck on a boat or you're stuck sailing for days and all the thing you have on social media is your phone. You're getting tons of likes because he hooked up a Starlink. He's filming the whole thing. Haven't seen people in a while. When we get to shore, there's hella people there. Hella people there. I bet that was like an overload for him in his senses. But he's had some interesting experiences on this journey too.
It's day 16, sailing from Oregon to Hawaii with my cat. What I'm about to show you is the craziest sunset I have ever seen in my life. Are you ready? Look at that.
Dude, that is sweet. Look at the rays coming through the clouds like that. God, that looks so freaking peaceful. Tranquil.
Absolutely unreal. Found another dead fish, a little one, which is cool. Unreal. It's something you see in the movie.
I love it how socially awkward he is. It's freaking... Hi. That's my type of peeps.
I keep hearing that the airline pilots are telling people to look for me. So funny. Here we are. I've got 3 pet fish on board. I've got my 1 fish there. I haven't moved him in yet over here with my other 2 critters. And then I'm still looking for the dead fly. And then I've got a living cat on board as well, which is good. we love the living cat. I'm okay. I'm not going insane. All right, let's chill out. Everybody chill out. I am all right. All right. So goodbye.
My cat has found.
It's so great. So the guy found out he has like some life-threatening deficiency where he can like become paralyzed and whatnot. So he sold everything he owned, bought a sailboat, took his cat, and is sailing across the Pacific from Oregon to Hawaii. I think he's going to continue his journey farther afterwards. I'm not 100%. Not 100%. But his cat is fine. There was worries at the get-go, like, oh my god, it was like I wouldn't bring a cat on a boat because it was sick. It was in my chat even. But his cat seems fine.
It was a disturbing medical diagnosis 3 years ago that really made you finally decide to do this. Can you talk about that?
Yeah. So 3 years ago, I was diagnosed, or 3 or 4 years ago now, I think. I was diagnosed. I had really bad neck pain for a really long time, and I never went to the doctor just because I don't like going to the doctor. And then finally, it got bad enough, and I went to the doctor. And I was like, "You guys need to figure this out because my neck hurts." And they took some X-rays, and then I went to work the next day, and they called me while I was at work, and they were like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, "Well, I'm working." And they were like, "We need you to come in right now." And so I went in, and the lady, the doctor, she was like, I've done this for 20 years and I've never seen anything like this. She basically described that my cervical spine looks like somebody who's like over 115 years old. And so I can't remember if I already said, but it was Klippel-Feil syndrome, which is what I was diagnosed with. I didn't know anything about boats. And so like the day after I quit, at the time I was like $8,000 or $10,000 or something in credit card debt. I had no money. I had, like rent due, $2,500 rent due in 30 days. And, but I knew I was like, I'm going to buy a boat somehow. I'm going to sail around the world. And then I had a great idea so a week after quitting, I liquidated my 401k. And then I started looking for a boat. And at the same time, I started selling absolutely everything that was in my apartment.
Can you imagine selling everything you own and just hopping on the boat and going? That's badass. I really admire that. I absolutely admire that man for doing that. And also like finding out like he has a life-threatening disorder. Kudos to him. We are $39 away, guys, from our $500 match donation to make it $1,000 to the fundraiser tonight. I feel like staying on until we figure it out. I truly, really do. I hope I don't have to stay on for 3 more hours for $39, guys. But hey, whatever. Can we make it? Can we do $39, guys? Anybody got $5? Can we match it for Paige's fundraiser? If not, well, I understand. I had more. I had more from Ukraine. Oh yeah, totally. Which one is this? We'll go here.
Do you take President Trump at his word when he says if Russia is unable to make a deal on ending the bloodshed in Ukraine, he'll put secondary tariffs, I think he means sanctions there, on oil coming out of Russia? Or do you think that at this point, the relationship between Russia and America has been rebuilt?
We're at $34,
and that
guys.
won't happen?
Well, I cannot comment on what you think President Trump meant when he said something.
What do you think he meant when he said secondary tariffs on oil coming out of Russia?
Well, we hear many things coming from President Trump. President Trump said that he's sick and tired of the situation in this settlement, especially yesterday when he commented the statements by Zelensky. And President Trump has his own proposals and has his own style in mentioning those proposals in his public speeches. We concentrate, as I said, on the real negotiations which President Trump supports, and instructed his people to continue to engage in these negotiations. I'm sorry, the answer was a bit longish, but it's difficult to explain otherwise.
So I ask about the threat of sanctions or secondary tariffs, because you recently said in an interview, if you had to personally pick sides, you would keep the existing sanctions in place on Russia. You said you've restructured the economy to be self-sufficient, and there is a growing fear that, quote, cunning Americans will lift sanctions all of a sudden to flood our market with services and technologies. So if that's the case, why should the United States consider lifting sanctions at all?
Why do you ask me? You just quoted my statement, and this statement is clear for me and clear to all those who read it. If you have questions to the American side, how they treat the situation, it is not the right address to raise it with me.
So you want to keep sanctions in place? Is that really
Hey
the
guys, we just got a $40 donation from Bill and a $40 donation from Mexico. You guys rock. We made it. We did our goal. Absolutely did our goal.
Russian position?
Thank you.
I don't want to re-explain what I explained, I think, in quite clear manner. And you quoted, I think, very close to the real content, yeah.
Right.
It was a bit longer than normally you prefer. I know.
Well, back in February, though, one of your colleagues, Kirill Dmitriev, who runs the Sovereign Wealth Fund and has been active in the diplomacy with the United States, said something a bit different. That's why I'm asking for clarification, because he said there is the expectation that American companies would return to the Russian market
what's the total?
in the second half of 2025.
My brain's fried right now.
Well, the president of Russia commented upon this situation. He said that we have nothing against American company, but those companies who decided to leave their business in Russia might find that their place has been occupied already by Russian or other foreign investors.
Oh my God! So when McDonald's comes back, Polska the Puchka or whatever, the Tasty Period's gonna have their building, and that's a big deal.
And in this case,
no one wants to go back to Russia. I hate to break it to them. Like, this is fantasy world. American entrepreneurship. Unless Trump says business with Russia is good and they end the war for some freaking magical reason.
We would not make any decisions which would discriminate those who came to invest in Russia instead of America.
Hey, maybe tomorrow we're gonna go by your name and say maybe tomorrow on that. We're done. We're good.
If American companies would like to come to a place which is not yet occupied, if they want to propose a project, a new project, on top of the previous business ties, of course we will look into this. And if we find balance of our interests, I think it would be only natural to get into business together.
Well, what areas?
That's because he's afraid of going to The Hague. He wants, oh yes, American business will be beneficial to Russia. We must be friends and take over Arctic Ocean.
Has the U.S. offered to lift sanctions on, because it wouldn't be possible for many American companies to enter the Russian market right now under the existing sanctions?
It is up to them to decide.
So no offer has been made?
No. How can we offer something?
The United States to Russia.
Well, the United States clearly tells us that they are interested in doing business together. We never reject business proposals provided they're based on the equal opportunities and the treatment of each other and lead to a balance of interest. Specific proposals which are being mentioned in the media, I cannot comment upon. This is not serious. We are not we are not acting like the people in Kyiv who talk to the world through the media, including talking to presidents of great countries.
What a freaking loser. And yeah, oh yeah, Russian business, great for freaking United States, all right? And the steel manufacturer that got in trouble for making the steel plates that went inside the Humvees that turned out not to be sufficient and ended up in our military.
Yeah, I'm not wearing a suit either, motherfucker. It's old Texas Paul. Hope your coffee's as good as mine. Well, I hope it's better. Pretty damn rare I put on one of them monkey suits. Let me tell you, that was Marjorie Trader Greene's boyfriend. That reporter that disrespected Volodymyr Zelensky in the White House before Donald Trump and J.D. Vance did. Let me tell you something about Volodymyr Zelensky. I have seen that man witnessing the results of atrocities carried out in his own country, weeping for his people. That man's country is invaded right now. He has foreign troops killing his people, trying to take his land and territory right now. They've brought in troops from other countries, from North Korea, committing atrocities against his people, and they are fighting for their lives, and you're going to disrespect that man? Not in my name. You're not my president. That is disqualifying. You are not my president. J.D. Vance, you are not my vice president. Fuck you people, and fuck every one of your fucking followers. Fuck all of you Russia ball-guzzling sons of bitches. That's what MAGA translates to in Russian, by the way, is I suck Putin's balls.
All right, we're going to leave it with that, guys. Guys, we did it. Fundraiser complete. We are absolutely there. BB, my brain is scrambled. What was the final total? Okay, so I can't play my new outro because I have to redo the film on it because I don't want age restriction because it had January 6th content. And I would have to, 586 total. Oh my God, dude. Hell yeah. And that's a match, guys. We're matching that. That's what BB is. So I'm not. I'm broke. Thank you, Blood Bomb Schiller. You're amazing. I can't wait to tell Paige. Too freaking cool, guys. All right, I'm going to leave you with my new outro song because I haven't made a video for it. We did $1,172 today, guys. Yes. Winning. We need a new fella for BB with a hammer smashing a piggy bank. Yeah, maybe. We might have to do another video for BB. It's probably not a bad idea. All right. Okay, guys, we did it. I'm going to let Paige know as soon as I get off here. She's probably awake, but she's headed, or she's somewhere in Ukraine right now, so I don't know if she's going to have perfect service. I will contact her, let her know the wonderful news. Dude, I hope, I'm going to ask her, like, where we're at. Is medical supplies, is that going to do it? Are we now, what else are we helping now? I'll have her send me some more info because my brain is scrambled eggs right now. But let me, guys, thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you. This is exactly what I want out of my streams when I do this. I want to help the soldiers in Ukraine and get them what they need through reliable sources. The whole reason I started this platform was a friend asked me for help. And I said, I will do what I can. And I have. And it makes me feel great to do as well. So thank you guys for being here so much. I just ate another edible. I'm going to go find some food before it fully kicks in and then find some more food when it does kick in because I'm kind of hungry. Okay, you need to see... yeah, I will make a new one for sure. All right, let me play the outro of the new song that I had written with the help of AI, and I'm going to make a new video as well to this song. So love you guys. I'll see you next time. Please enjoy the tune.
They wave their flags like they own the sky, shouting loud but they don't know why. Books untouched, their minds run dry. Truth's a stranger, they pass right by. Oh, false flags flying high, empty hearts where the truth won't lie. They scream of love for the land they claim, but their wicked deeds bring only shame. But but their wicked deeds bring only shame. But their wicked deeds bring only shame. They chant the words they barely know, hollow pride in a shallow show, pointing fingers where the winds don't blow, building walls where the rivers flow. Oh, false flags flying high, empty hearts where the truth won't lie. They scream of love for the land they claim, but their wicked deeds bring only shame. But their wicked deeds bring only shame. But their wicked deeds bring only shame. A patriot's heart should beat with grace, not with fists or a hate-filled face. If love's the seed, then let it grow, not in shadows, but where light will show.